Good morning, friends. How are we all doing today? I hope you're all doing great, having a great Thursday, having a great week, and thank you for joining the stream this morning. We're starting with a brand new Nuzlocke today, and it is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a bit of a different one because it's a shiny only one, but I'm excited for it. HeartGold, Soul Silver. I haven't played these games in absolutely years, so I'm very excited to play through this one. To make it a bit easier this morning, because we're going to have to shiny hunt for our starter before we can actually start the Nuzlocke, right? So I've got 2 DSs set up here, 3DSs, and we're going to shiny hunt on both of them. So whichever one wins, gets the first shiny, is the one we'll proceed with. I hope this makes it a bit quicker to start the Nuzlocke. So that was my idea. Lois, thank you so much for the sub. Hope you're all doing well, everyone, and having a good start to your day. Have you gotten the Deoxys already? No. So we'll be starting the Deoxys hunt later today. So later tonight, we'll be doing that hunt. Very excited about that one. So first off, I'm going to kick into this Nuzlocke, which is I'm looking forward to, friends. How is everyone, though? All settled down after Pokemon Day and all the presents and stuff like that? Morning. Haven't played HeartGold, Silver. So looking forward to following along, Rich. Me and you both, mate. I hope you enjoy it, my friend. Yeah, right on time for me. Hopefully the Nuzlocke only need 1 attempt. I'm hoping so too. We can't afford to have it taking any longer than that. So what do we need? We're no info needed. No info needed. So these are brand new save files we're setting up. So we'll have to sort everything out. And we'll try and do everything in sync with each other. So we'll try. Might be a bit ambitious for me to do this, I feel, because 2 DSs at once. I'm hoping it speeds up the process, but we'll see how it goes. I'm currently looking for one of these games to buy. It's never played. Oh, I hope you managed to pick one up. They are very difficult to pick up and very expensive, but you might look out at like a thrift store or a secondhand store or something like that, or car boot even, you know. They're places to definitely keep an eye on them. Do you play it on PC or Switch? Marco, these are on 3DSs, my friend. These are like proper physical hardware, so we're getting going with it this morning. So I've got to give a big shout out to Scott, because Scott sent me I had a copy of HeartGold, but he sent me down a copy of HeartGold and Soul Silver, so we were able to do this. So I am very grateful for Scott to do it. Right, I think we'll go with a boy with one and then a girl with the other. So we'll go HeartGold, will go boy, Soul Silver will go girl. Yes. And then we'll see who wins. Who is going to win? Who's going to come out victorious? We'll name them both Osirus as we do. Sorry, chat. Bear with me. I will, you know, I love diving in and chatting, but I'm, my attention span is not the best at the best of times. So doing 2 things at once is sometimes a bit of a struggle. We'll get there, though. We'll get there. Yes, Orc. Professor Orc. Good to see you again. Most likely we'll be 1 Pokemon for the run. Nah. No. We're gonna get a whole team of 6 for this run. We're gonna need to. Imagine both get a different shiny at the same time, Crystal. Could you imagine? That'd be crazy. We'll trade the shiny over to the other one, and then we'll keep them both. I think that's how we would do it. Which start are you going for? I think Cyndaquil would probably be the best one that we could hope for. Right, so if I can do this in sync, this would be good. Mother Dearest gonna tell us something. Finally awake. Your friend Ethan was just here. What's different in both games? Professor Elm was looking for you. He said, favor you ask. We need to change our settings as well. You have everything you need to go out. Right, there's our bag. So we've got that. So we can hopefully change our settings and stuff in a moment. I think Cyndaquil would be the best one for the run. I think if I had a choice for what I would like Totodile. I love Totodile, but to be honest, I'm not really going to be sad if we get any of them shiny, because I love all of the Gen 2 starters. So yeah, Ken, how are you doing, mate? I hope you are well, my friend. Right, let's change these settings. Text speed, fast, battle scenes, we'll keep it on for the moment. Battle style set to set. Frame type, what are we going for? Oh, that's a nice one. We'll go with that one. Confirm that. Right, fast. Battle scenes on, set. And then frame, we'll go with something We'll go on the nice pink one's nice. Oh, the lime green. Let's go with that. Lime green. I like that. Okay, so let's do this. I've never played 2 games at once, so this is like all we need to do. It's not going to take us long to get to the setup, I don't think. Looking forward to this run, Joe. How are you doing? I'm sorry I'm not saying hello to everyone coming into the stream this morning. I'm struggling to keep up with doing 2 things at once, but once we get into the shiny hunt, it should be a lot easier. We'll be able to kind of sync everything up. So I think we just go to Elm, don't we? We don't need to see who's spying at the window. Right, and we need to save just at this point, I think, after here, and then right. So I'm going to give you a Pokemon. Brilliant, it can walk beside you. That's great. This is good. This is good. Team Super Friend, you should try for 2 different ones, and whichever you get is the one you get. I think what we're going to do is whichever shiny we do get first, that's what we're going with for this run. So I think that'll make it easier rather than going for one, because if we get a shiny of another one, it's going to be kind of annoying, because doing 2 at the same time definitely makes it a lot easier. So let's save. Imagine if we get it first time. That would be good. Okay, so can we do this with 2 at the same time, or is it going to be easier to do 1 at a time? I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll get into the swing of it. My Pokemon transporter expires in 2 days. No, 2 days. Can you renew it? Right, let's go for it. Let's see. So no Chikorita, Totodile, and nothing on either. So let's reset these and go for it. So that's one reset. Okay, we're fine. I feel a lot better now. Good morning, Rose. How are we doing? I hope you're well and having a great start to your day. Great to see you as always. Any tips on IDing a genuine Soul Silver card might splash out at Compede? I think that there's a Q Charm glitch, isn't there, that you can do where you can get a secret ID and you can get your trainer ID and your secret ID can be manipulated in a way with the RNG, so you get really good odds of catching a shiny or encountering a shiny. Like it's 1 in 5 odds. It's a really good glitch to set up. Like you can do it pretty seamlessly. I think I'm a Bissy has a really good guide on being able to do it, but we're doing it the old-fashioned way. That's 2, so need to make sure we're keeping up with the counters. What are the odds of getting a shiny starter? I think because we're doing 2 at once, I want to say it's like 1 in 1,300, and it should be around that. I think because we're doing 2 at the same time simultaneously, so it reduces the odds. But I think it's like 1 in. Pretty sure it's 1 in. What is the odds? I need to check. I don't want to be just spouting stuff off. Shiny odds. HeartGold, Soul Silver. 1 in 8,000. Okay, there we go. So that's the shiny odds. So it's good. We're reducing the odds because we're checking 3 at the same time, and we're doing 2 games at once. So that makes it a little bit easier to do. Just got to make sure that we kind of get into a rhythm with it. That's what we're doing. 452119. How are we doing? I hope you're well, my friend. Are you playing with 2 controllers right now? Just no, like, so doing it separately on both of them would have been great. I don't know if there's a way to like have 1 controller for 2 3DSs. There is probably a way, but I haven't got that set up, so we're doing it 1 hand each is what we're doing at the moment with these. I do love the 3 of the Gen 2 starters, me and you both. They're some of the best ones. I really do love them all. So that's why I say, like, I don't really mind which starter we get to play this run. So once we do get this shiny, we can jump straight into it, and hopefully it's not going to take too long, but we'll see. I'm expecting us maybe not to even get it today, you know? That's my expectations are not high. Ashley, how are we doing? I hope you're well, my friend. Mighty, I'm looking forward to Pokemon TCG Pocket. It looks super cool. It looks very good. I do like the look of it a lot. It's gonna be a fun app to get when we finally get access to it. I think getting free packs every day is gonna be a lot of fun. It means we can I can, if we're friends on it, I can send you guys packs hopefully as well, which would be good. One Dingus, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. It's crazy how much these games have gone up in value. I remember saving up in secondary school to buy HeartGold one day for £30. Now it's like 150 a copy. I know, boxed with the Poké Walker. It's absolutely ridiculous, crazy. They are great games, but like it's just nuts how expensive they are. I really wish they were a bit more accessible to everyone, because I'd love everyone that hasn't played them to have the experience to play them. That's why I really want them like ported to the Switch, because I think then it opens the door up for everyone to have the opportunity to play them, which is really nice, which is what you want, you know, because they're such good games. And I love the ability here to be able to kind of check all the starters. We've never had this before, where you can check all 3 starters at once before you actually choose one to shiny hunt. I think it's a really cool thing that they kind of implemented with this. Love these games, bro. Still going for my Ho-Oh and Lugia. Didn't do a Nuzlocke, just a shiny only badge quest, but they are the best. Enjoy yourself. Thank you so much, my friend, and good luck with the shiny hunt for the Ho-Oh and the Lugia. Really hope you see them shine soon. They're such nice shinies as well. I feel like all the Gen 2 Pokemon are so cool. Like there's some, like I think it's probably why it's one of my favorite games as well. Just such a cool region. Well, the shiny odds 1 in 8,000, but because we're doing 3, well, we're technically checking 6 at once, right? So it definitely reduces the odds down a lot with the number of checks that we're doing each time. So hopefully we see something shine soon, and whichever one we do, we'll take that forward, and then that's the one we're going to do the playthrough on. And we cannot fail the run. This has to be the only run that we're doing. Now that tape come in really handy. It would do right now. The problem is like soft resetting on the DS games, it's an extra button as well. So you're pressing select, start, and the shoulder buttons, opposed to just is it start and the shoulder buttons? So it's like that extra yeah, you kind of need 2 hands to do it. I mean, I could tip one of the shoulder buttons over as well. It would probably make it a little bit easier. For all ads on the go for 1 TKO, the 7-star terror raids. It was good for farming BP. Very good, mate. Yeah, I love the fact that we can get Herba Mystica from this new 7-star raid, and it's probably going to be the same for the Blastoise, which is very, very nice for once to finally get the Herba Mystica drops. Managed to get Totodile with this method, was hoping for Cyndaquil, but I'm not disappointed. KWO, nice to hear that you managed to get the starter. How long did it take you? Did you count the resets? Right. Chikorita, no. Totodile, no. Cyndaquil, no. Haley, found a way to play Soul Silver on my phone. It's a shame, but them being so inaccessible, and once again Nintendo refusing to port to the Switch. Looking forward to finally experiencing them. That's nice that you got it on your phone as well, just to play through, you know. And I can't, like, I have no complaints, because I think you're completely justified in saying, you know, it's not just like, it's so easy for them to port it and make it accessible now. But who's got like a spare 150 just to throw on a copy of Soul Silver, you know? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy playing through it though. It's such a good game, really is. I would just love to see them on the Switch. It would have been such a great announcement Pokemon Day. But we're gonna have to wait again. It's funny looking back at Pokemon Day and the bingo card. My expectations were just so high for that. It was crazy. Sarah, how are you doing? Good luck with the hunt. Hope you get a shiny Cyndaquil. He's my all-time favorite starter. I hope we do for the run. I think Cyndaquil is probably the best overall for being able to beat the game. But I kind of would like to get Totodile, but we'll just have to see what shines first. And if anything shines at all, we might not. I feel like I'm in the rhythm now, so this is good. H2 Hendrik, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Having a great day. And Power, how are you? If the math is correct, the chances of at least one of the shiny in 6 is 1 in 1,366 approx. You are an absolute lifesaver, so thank you so much for doing that. So that's not bad. That's about the same odds as what we'd get for the legendary sets in HeartGold, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, when we're doing the Ultra Wormholes at the moment. So it's not terrible, not terrible. Don't forget to leave a like, chat, if you are swinging into the stream today, if you are enjoying it, and you can do me a little favor and just swing down there and hit the like button. It would really help, chat. So thank you so much to everyone that has, and I hope you do enjoy the stream with us today. But we can start talking about all things that we got on Pokemon Day of the Presents and Pokemon ZA or ZA, however pronouncing it. Glom, how are you doing? And Splatters, how do you do the fast reset? It's so both shoulder buttons and then select and start at the same time. That'll just soft reset it for you, so it makes it a lot easier. But having one controller would be so much easier. William, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. You were completely mad for doing this run. Yeah, I feel like it. I feel like it now. Ask me in like a week or two when we're still sitting here doing this one. But, you know, I feel like we get the shiny starter this week, and then maybe, depending on our luck, we get another team member before the first gym. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. I've never done a shiny only run before, so I'm excited about doing it, but I'm also knowing that I'm crazy for doing it as well. So, but we'll see how it goes, you know. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be a good hunt. But we are gonna do the Deoxys hunt in Leaf Green later today, which I'm very excited about as well. So that's one that I've managed to get the additional islands unlocked. Got the ruby for, is it Celio that you need to get it for? And then we've got the pass as well, the Aurora tickets. So we're all set up, ready to soft reset for the Deoxys, the shiny Deoxys. And hopefully we can get that, because I would love to be able to do a giveaway for a shiny Deoxys on the channel for all of you that haven't got one, or maybe would like to pick one up. I still think we're getting an Ilka remake in November that they will announce later this year. No way the holidays without a game on the shelves. Feel like it hasn't happened in years. Yeah, I am 100% with you on that. I still fully expect us to get that black and white remake. You know, like everyone's like firing down all of these leakers and people that like, well, people that are having the rumors and stuff, not leakers, but you know, but I think they've, you know, like they're putting their like heads on the line here, you know, putting these rumors out, and I think there has to be some truth with it. I always stand by, there always has to, you know, there's no smoke without fire, right? So there has to be something behind it. The weird thing is that I was thinking about this morning when I was getting ready to stream. I was like, it's kind of weird. I mentioned on the run up to the presents dropping that someone I spoke to that works in Pokemon, not directly linked with the games or anything like that, but we were talking about black and white potentially getting remakes, and we're just having a general conversation about BDSP and stuff like that, and how it was not as well received as what like some of us maybe wanted it to be. And I think the way they were talking, it felt like it was very much going to be something that we were going to get, you know. And I just thought about that this morning. I thought, well, if we're not getting a black and white remake, then why even have the conversation about it? Why even start commenting about what the game style could look like? And it just sparked something this morning with me, and I thought, I do think we're going to get something, and maybe it is a bit of a later release, but maybe they're just, you know, not wanting to announce anything until they know it's closer to being ready and there's not going to be any issues with it. Because I think from how it feels, I think they want to approach things now a lot better than they have done maybe in the past couple of years, where they're like taking their time a bit more to make sure the games are ready when they do release. So hopefully that is the case and we do get Black and White remake later this year. You never know though. Lumpy, how are you doing, mate? And Nielsen, how are you as well? The shiny odds are 1 in 8,000. So, but since we're doing like 6 at a time, Rao kindly put the odds that we've got for this particular hunt, and it's about 1 in 1,300. So it's not terrible. And we're flying through the resets, so that's good. Watched the pod last night, so happy it's back, Mart. Thank you so much for supporting the pod, and please, I hope you enjoyed the episode. It's nice to be back though, so I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into a regular schedule. I think we've got a big announcement with the pod though. I've been trying to get Scott with the idea of doing the pods live, like a live stream every week. And he's finally given in, and he's like, yes, we will do that. So we're going to pick in an evening every week where we do the pod live, because I just like the interaction I think we have with having viewers on. And, you know, I think talking about all things Pokemon, we might have a specific topic that we're talking about every week, or a different one, or just whatever's happening. But I think having it live is just so much better, just having that interaction with like you guys that tune in, or anyone else that wants to tune in. So I think, yeah. And Pal, actually odds for this one are 1 in 1,365, whereas for a shiny and Ultra Sun and Moon it's 1 in 1,365.33. Very close indeed. So they're very close. It's like point. Yeah, very, very close. So I feel a lot better about that. I swear I'm missing the counts, but if I just get into the swing of hitting that button every time we do it. Riley, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. I hope you are doing well and ready for this Madman challenge, but we're gonna do it. We are doing it. We're diving in. I was like, I don't want to put it off anymore. So I know I had we didn't stream yesterday, but I spent the day kind of preparing everything for the stream today. So that's why, and I feel good coming into it this morning. And we're going to be on this run for years with only using shinies. Nah, I'm confident. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. Because I would like to play X and Y as well. I know everyone's jumping on the X and Y bandwagon now, but I think that would be a nice one to play at some point this year. So maybe that's what we jump to next. Maybe not a shiny run for X and Y, because resetting for a shiny starter in those games is an absolute nightmare, because it's not quick at all. The amount of dialogue you have after before you can check your starter is absolutely crazy. So this one's a really nice one. It's probably the best one for us to do, to come in and start with. Come on, something shine. Actually, and we're gonna Glom, how are you doing? Good morning to you. If you get the shiny soon, thank you so much, mate. Legends Arceus is a good game, but in my opinion, it was pretty rough in a bunch of aspects. I'm excited to see what aspects they will improve for Legends ZA. Me too. I really liked, I gotta say though, I really enjoyed Legends Arceus, and I thoroughly enjoyed every aspect of it. I didn't ever feel like it was an unpolished game, but that's just from my perspective, you know. You probably notice things that I didn't notice, and I maybe overlook certain things that you didn't, and it's definitely the same for like a lot of us, you know. But I'm just so excited. I said before the presents went live, I said the one thing that I really wanted was a Pokemon Legends game, and we got it. So I mean, I cannot be sad about it. It's very exciting, and there's a lot of talk about it being a main series title, which gives me a lot of hope for maybe some changes to the competitive scene as well. If we ever see us move to the Legends game as a competitive platform as well, I think that is so exciting for the competitive scene, you know. And a lot of people will say no, it's not the right way to go about it, but I think at the same time, you know, you can't be too scared of change. I think change is sometimes a good thing, and I think revamping the competitive scene, like making the barrier to entry for players to get into competitive Pokemon, because it's time consuming to build teams constantly, to test them and stuff like that, you know. It makes it difficult, and it's really disheartening if you make it a competitive team and you're new to competitive Pokemon and you spend hours doing it, and all your resources that you've built up in your game for a long time, and you deplete them almost, building an entire team of 6, and then you go onto the ladder to test it, and you find out within 1 or 2 battles that the team is just not good, and it's really disheartening to be like, oh, I've got to kind of start again and look and learn a little bit more. And that's always the process, right? But it's, I think with having a lower barrier to entry where Pokemon are easy to train up, where there isn't all of these things with IVs, EVs and stuff like that, where players are more accessible, have more accessibility to get the Pokemon a lot easier to test out, and teams like that, I think it's a really positive thing, you know. Come on, reset. Are you excited for the Megas coming back, Lee? Ashley, I am so excited for the Megas. That end screen where it was just like the reveal, you got the noise of the Mega Evolution kind of happening, and then we got the Mega symbol. It was just like mind blown. We got the Legends game, and then on top of that, it was like pure icing on the cake. It was crazy. So yeah, getting Megas back, I still can't believe it, you know. I think it's so exciting because I loved Megas, and I think it gives, like, ever since Megas have went away, I think there's a lot of players were like, oh, I'm sad this Pokemon didn't get a Mega, I'm sad this Pokemon didn't get a Mega, or, you know, what would it be like if, you know, some of these new Pokemon that we've had since those generations got Mega Evolutions. And it's always something that's talked about. Megas, when are Megas going to come back? And now we finally get them back, and now we finally get to see hopefully a bunch of new Pokemon get Mega Evolutions. I think it's so exciting. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. That was, like I say, the icing on the top of the cake. It was just incredible. So yeah, it would have been nice to get, like, I think the only thing I was really disappointed that we didn't get were the ports to the Switch. I think it's just so frustrating knowing that Bank is closing down this year, the eShops online services are shutting down on the Switch, on the 3DS and the Wii U, and it's just I don't know. I know they're porting Pokemon over in these new games so we can get them in these new games, but I think it's like, don't forget about where it all started. You know, these, like, you know, these old games are like timeless in there, like they still stand up to the test of time, you know. I mean, we just played Leaf Green and it was such a blast. So I think, yeah, it would be nice to have seen them ported over. So that was the only thing I was a little bit disappointed about. But I mean, I can't be too disappointed. I think we can't expect too much. Probably puts the expectations in a good place going into future presents on Pokemon Day, I think, as well, not to expect too much, which is maybe a good thing. Because then if we get more, then it's always a nice surprise, right? It was a great podcast, loving some of Scott's wild theories. Yeah, I know. Scott has some absolutely wild theories. I like the one about the new Switch successor having a port for like DS, 3DS, and Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. How wild would that be? Or an adapter that has those slots to it. That would be absolutely crazy. Maybe with the new Legends game coming out so much later than they're holding off to remake to tie us over. Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense, Kaylee. In my mind, at least, I think. Yeah, and it gives them a little bit of a buffer if they do need a little bit extra time, and maybe push the release of it back to later in 2025 or summer 2025. Because at the moment, we don't know when in 2025 we're going to be getting this, do we? We just know it's 2025. So it's a big old. That's a big old range of when we could see it drop, but it's very exciting. The thought of getting it, and the thought of getting it on, like, as a launch title potentially on a new Switch system. That's wild. Like, when have Nintendo ever released? I think that like makes, like, really solidifies Pokemon as one of Nintendo's really strongest IPs, which is nice because I would generally associate just Mario and Zelda as their kind of release title kind of IPs. I'd never really put Pokemon up there because I just feel like is it strong enough? I feel like it is because I'm a huge Pokemon fan, but in the wider audience, is Pokemon going to be strong enough to be a release title? But the Legends game, it could potentially be the one that we see push it, and this could be a huge turning point for Pokemon as we know it, you know. So I think it's all very exciting. Which 3 starters would you like to see in the new game? My dream is Litten, Turtwig, and Sobble. That's a great selection. I would personally like to see Totodile. I think I would like to see Chikorita, but are we going to get Totodile and Chikorita? Probably not. So I would like to see Totodile. I think Tepig would be great. And which grass starter? Snivy would be all right. I wouldn't mind Snivy. Trico would be kind of fun as well. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I think any combination. Maybe we get a Gen 1 Pokemon in there, but then again, maybe not, because the Gen 1 Pokemon have already had Mega Evolution. So I would always look at things that haven't had a Mega Evolution. Maybe we get Chimchar, you know? Like, imagine Mega Infernape. That would be wild. Wild. Oh my gosh, look at these counters. They're all over the shop. That was a big disappointment for me too. Love playing retro games. I'm with you all the way on that, Rose. I just think, when are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? The mighty Mega Flygon. Can you imagine? That will be wild when we get that. I would love to see Totodile, Trico, Charmander. Zeus, that would be a really great combination. I think they may do, you know, especially if like they give Charizard another Mega Evolution, right? Because this is Pokemon Z technically, and you've got Mega Charizard Y, Mega Charizard X. Do they do another Mega and give it Mega Charizard Z? Maybe, you know, it's not too wild a theory either. What's with the rebooting? How are you doing, Liam? I hope you're well. Well, we are shiny hunting. Marcus, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you as always. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And Zachary, how are you, my friend? I believe Pokemon is the largest IP ever. Yeah, I feel like you're probably right with that one. It's absolutely crazy how big it is. I think it's because I'm under that assumption that, you know, I've always seen like a Nintendo console release with really a Mario game. I mean Zelda, because we had Zelda for the Switch, right? That was Breath of the Wild. But I think, like Scott said on the pod as well, you know, I think that was a really good point he made, was Breath of the Wild was originally scheduled to be a Wii U game, and they pushed it back to put it onto the Switch. So the same thing could be done with this Legends game, where, you know, it's been advertised as a Switch game, but then they just port it to the new console, you know. So that could be something we see. Means everyone's gonna have to buy the new console though, which I don't know how much I like that. It's kind of forcing our hand into doing it. In the past, Pokemon decided to release on all their systems to allow the most people as possible to play it. So definitely release on an old and new system. That's what I was saying on the podcast. I think, like, if they do it as a launch title on the new Switch, I think they still should release a version of it on the original Switch, so the most people possible can play it, you know. That would be my ideal. I don't like the paywall system of things. I don't like people being forced to have to spend money unnecessarily to play something when there's an alternative method. And I understand it's business at the end of the day, so these companies have a bottom line and they do need to make money, but also at the same time there's always a workaround to kind of make it accessible for everyone. I just feel like that's like fairer. That's why the Mewtwo 7-star Terror Raid left a real sour taste in my mouth, because I think it was such a well put together event, but at the end of the day, if you didn't have a Nintendo Online subscription, you were pretty limited. Like, you were either having to rely on getting crazy RNG and doing it solo, or you were just resigned to the fact that you were never going to get the Mewtwo with the Mightiest Mark and the Mew with the Mightiest Mark, which, you know, I just feel like don't allow people to get the event if it's that difficult. I think, I don't know, just it's almost like dangling the carrot to people and saying, this is what you can have, but firstly you need to give us some money even after you've paid the money to play the game in the first place, you know. I think it just grinds me a little bit. I saw a post about it being Piplup, Snivy. They both have links to France, and then just because Game Freak, Charmander, because Mega Charizard Z. Yeah, They possibly could be that, couldn't it? Mega Meganium is what I really want, though. I think Chikorita, out of all of the starters, is one that deserves some love, because I feel like it's the least loved one out of all of them. But who am I to talk about the starters and which one should get a Mega or be included? But I would love to see Chikorita in there. It would probably mean that we don't get Totodile, which is another one I feel for Alligator with a Mega would be absolutely crazy. It'd be so good to see. No shiny still. Okay, we're still early on in this. Subbed, thank you so much, Liam. I really appreciate it, mate. And James, how are we doing, mate? Great to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Do you think the Legends only plays in the city? Yeah, I do, but I don't think it's a problem at all, you know? I think, like, it's all relative, right? It's, even if it's in a city, the city can be absolutely vast, you know? Like, look at the terrarium. When you look at a bird's eye view of the terrarium, that's just a big circle. But the terrarium's huge, right? It's kind of like looking at Paldea as well, really. You could put a big circle ring around Paldea, but Paldea is massive, right? The city itself, I think we can't really kind of take a reference to what we know the city to be like in size compared to the original X and Y games. I think it doesn't worry me at all that it's just in one city. I think it'll be very diverse. I think there'll be lots of different areas to it. And I personally think that it's not going to be like a linear storyline either. I think we'll be going in like, I think there'll be time travel references to it, and we'll be in all different timelines. I think we'll be past and present, you know, in the game. I think that would probably be something where it opens up different areas as well to be playing in. Even then, you're in the same city. If you're traveling through time, you're going to be playing in the past city, which is completely different, and probably different Pokemon will appear and stuff like that in the past to what you would get in the future and things like that. So you're going to see like different stages of this redevelopment process. But who knows what the story's going to be about, you know, and how you're going to get a starter Pokemon and what it'll be. Maybe we don't even get starter Pokemon. It could be, yeah, it could be so different. I think I'm just I don't know if I've got really any expectations for it. I'm just kind of looking forward to it and getting our hands on it, really. But we've got such a long wait till we get there. Do you think Breath of the Wild did release on the Wii U? Ah, released on the Wii U. Breath of the Wild? Wii U? It did go on the Wii U. Yeah, they brought it out on the Wii U, but it was a Switch. It was the title that released with the Switch, right? I think I'm back. No, Mario 64 was the 64. What was the GameCube release title? I can't even think what the GameCube one was. And the Wii was, well, the Wii was like Wii Sports, wasn't it? There wasn't really a release title for it. Liam, is this emulation or is this on the Switch? No, this is on 3DSs, my friend. This is on 2 3DSs right here. This is the old-fashioned way. This is a juggling act live in action. We're doing, trying to play 2 3DSs at once and read chat at the same time. It's good for well, I feel like we're into a good flow now. How many resets are you expecting before we get the shiny? Well, if we go to full odds, it's going to be 1,300. That's where we're looking at. I know what you mean about Nintendo Online. It's annoying, but for $17.99 a year, all things considered, after paying for the console and the games, it's not super pricey, just unnecessary. Yeah, it's not terrible compared to like some of the other, like the PlayStation and the Xbox ones. It's definitely not. Based on the speculation, do you think we have past and future forms for us? We would be like Paradox Serena. Oh, that would be that's interesting. And I think there's always the point where they, you know, because it will be in the kind of Gen 9 arc, I guess. So to have some tie to Paldea, being so close to Paldea as well, and Area Zero, Paradox Pokemon, I think it would make a lot of sense, right, to tie something like that in. Be really interesting to see if they have a way to have terrestrialization and mega evolution in one game. That would be wild. But I think there might just be a link between, I think that for me at least, because we've got Roaring Moon, we've got Iron Valiant as well, which are, and they make reference in the Pokedexes to you know, their mega forms. So I think if there's a way to explain mega evolution and link it back to Area Zero, the crystals, terrestrialization, it'd be kind of interesting to see that kind of link up. Probably not get terrestrialization and mega evolution available to us, but you never know, right? There's always a possibility to have the areas under the city as well. Yeah, exactly. And I think as well, like, we're going to be able to go into buildings in this. I think that's the big thing. Like, you know, one big thing that we haven't really had in Scarlet and Violet is you can't go inside anywhere. There's like very few buildings that we can actually go into. So I think that will open up a lot more, yeah, possibilities with areas to play in and things like that, you know, especially for catching Pokemon. You can have greenhouses, you can have all sorts. You can, like you say, you can have an underground as well, which is something that we've seen in other Pokemon games, so not out of the realms of possibility. So I honestly don't worry about that. That was never something I was worried about, because I think it is, even if it is based in one city, I think we're going to see yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything to worry about. GameCube had Luigi's Mansion for launch. Sunshine launched after in the system's life. Ah, okay, so it was Luigi's Mansion. Great game. It's a launch title for that one. I always get confused with the GameCube as well, because I always remember GoldenEye being on the Nintendo 64 that I got, so I always associate it in my head with being the launch title with the N64, but yeah, it was definitely Mario 64 was the launch title for that one. But it'd be crazy to have a Pokemon game launch with any new Nintendo system. I think it's like such a huge step forward for the franchise. It's great to see. The Kalos hype has me wanting to go back to Y. I bought Y and Alpha Sapphire together, but only finished Alpha Sapphire. Nice, you should definitely jump into Y and play. It's such a good game. I think after we do this, we might do the X and Y Nuzlocke run ourselves. Saying we could do the shiny, but it's such a nightmare to shiny hunt the starters in those games. Probably one of the worst, because GameCube was Luigi's Mansion. Now the trailer of Legend ZA most likely will take place in a distant future. I would love having a futuristic take on the whole Pokemon game. That would be kind of fun as well, you know. Wings, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Thanks for joining the stream today. I hope you're having a great day yourself. I've survived the brief cases simulator, acquired Noodle Ned and Infinite in only 7 minutes. Nice. Only 7 minutes. That's not bad. You know, 17 Terra Flying Mega Salamence or Terra Normal Mega Kangaskhan. Yeah, the community would combust. Oh, parental bond with Terra Normal Mega Kang. No thanks. No, we don't need that. We definitely don't need that at all. That would be the worst. That would be the worst. I need to adjust these numbers. These numbers need lining up. It's really bugging me that they're not centered. I'm gonna have to do it again. It's a little, they're a little better. They're a little better. They're still off, but they're not terrible. I'd love is Mega Salamence and Legends ZA was designed halfway between the Ment and the Roaring Moon. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. It'd be kind of cool to see something like, you know, if Megas were like kind of a man-made thing, you know, from the Terra Crystals. You know, because we don't really know too much about the ultimate weapon at all and the Eternal Floette. I think that story could be something they touch upon. Be nice to get some explanation with that. But a whole explanation on the origins of Mega Evolution would be really cool, I think. Especially if they do tie back to Paldea. And it feels like, because we're in that Gen 9 arc, and there probably will be like bits of it linked to Paldea in some way, that could be something we see. What if Mega Evolution emits so much power it makes the crystals, well, joke, just blowing smoke? I don't know, Zachary. I think that's like, it's not too far-fetched an idea, you know. Like, Arceus technically was based in only one city. You had the wilds around though. You did have the wilds around, yeah. And you had like Jubilife is the main one. But I think it might be like just open world where we don't have like loading screens or ways to have to go to different areas and stuff. So you could potentially see something like that implemented. All the starters being released in one game in Scarlet and Violet. Could this possibly mean that every starter will get a Mega Evo now? That's an interesting thought, Robin. And maybe maybe the mightiest mark is what the clue is, you know? Maybe it's the mightiest mark. I've just thought of that now. You got me onto that. You've just stumbled me onto that thought. Because the mightiest mark, right, it's always like an intriguing one for me, because it was always rumored from insiders that it was originally meant to give special terrestrial forms to the Pokemon that had this mightiest mark. What if it meant that these Pokemon are the ones that can Mega Evolve, and only mightiest mark Pokemon are the ones that we would see get Mega Evolutions? And if you got the mightiest mark, it means that you can utilize the Mega Ring and the Mega Crystal. I don't know. There could be something in that. I could be like totally wrong. It would mean we would be getting Mega Mew, which would be kind of fun. Mega Delibird as well, which we know they love, right? They love Delibird, so Mega Pikachu. Mega Eevee as well, which wouldn't be too far-fetched to say you would get those. Potentially. It's kind of a wild theory though. I don't know if there could be really anything. I'm grasping, but it'd be kind of fun to see something like that. I would like to see that. That'd be good. But yeah, you never know. Vicious or Matt, how are we doing, mate? Afternoon to you. I hope you're having a great day. Great to see you as always. Olia, actually, I think it would be cool to play through all the Pokemon games on the DS, 2DS. Yeah, they're all really good in their own right. I think it's what makes like the console itself so good, but like all the games that we have on the 3DS, on the DS, they're all such good games. Decidueye the Unrivaled, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you as always. Jason, how are you doing? Good morning from the US. I hope you're doing good, my friend. Thanks so much for joining the stream today. Hopefully we see something shine soon to start this run. Be nice to be able to kind of start the run today, but this is the grindy bit. Fairy, Terra, Geomancy, Xerneas. Don't speak it into existence, Solio. Something we don't need. Maybe you can skip the shiny starter in X and Y and just build the rest of the team with shinies. That's not a bad idea, actually, Ken, to do that. That'd be kind of a fun one to do. Just, I don't know if I could cope with the dialogue that you have to deal with after the after you get your starter, because you have to pick. Don't you have to pick all the like the nicknames for all of the crew that you've got there, and you've got to go through all of that every single time and then get to the end of it before you can check if the starter's shiny. It's brutal. Brutal. This is what all Pokemon games should be like for choosing your starter. It should be like this. This would make it so much easier. Might anyone remembers Wario World? It was a GameCube game and had a decent reviews and sold decently, but a lot of people forgot about it. It was a super fun game. I never played it, mate. I never played it. But I bet it would be fun. Wario games are generally quite good, fun games. Just noticed the HeartGold, Soul Silver logos on the opposite sides of the screen from the games. They are as well. Oh my gosh. Just to throw everyone off. Keep everyone on their toes. Get a prize for noticing. You know why it is? Because I had the screen switch before we started the stream, and one of the leads I've got plugged into my PC isn't long enough to have that 3DS on this side to match up, so I swapped the screens over. So originally, I mean, I should have just switched the cartridges in the consoles and just kept them where they were, so that would have probably been an easier way to do it. That would have been a way easier thing to do, yeah. they kind of already made a concept of Mega Eevee with Terapagos. Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah, concept of it. Yeah. Mega Eevee though would be or they could just go the whole hog and just say every evolution's gonna get a mega form as well now, which would be very good, which would be very cool. Use the good rebuild you posted about for Venusaur. I hope it worked out, Jason. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. The only turn that you have to really worry about is the turn where you just have to get the protect right on that one turn, but it's so straightforward. It's nice not even having to think about the RNG because it just can't hit you. So I think it's the best one to run through the raid with, to be honest, because you don't even have to worry about RNG at all. It's pretty consistent. It's not the quickest, but you're beating it in good time. You still got a bunch of time left on the raid timer, so I think, yeah. But hopefully it helped out, mate. Exia, who was in the chat earlier, I don't know if they're still here, but big shout out for them because they posted about it. It's annoying because, like, it's not annoying. It's annoying for me because when I was testing ideas to put the original video out, Hisuian Goodra was something I was thinking about with the air balloon at the time, and I thought I'll not do it because not everyone has access to Hisuian Goodra, and it's not the greatest answer if you're sitting there trying to figure something out and the only thing that's been suggested is something you don't have. So that's why the Chestnut was a little bit better, I think, in that regard. So, but at least we got both of them up, and I think they're both very good in their own right. I think Dan put a Weavile build up. I haven't actually checked it out yet. I do want to check the video and the strat. I think that looks very interesting. I love Weavile as well, so it gives me a good reason to train one up if that one works out as well as it looks like. 130 in chat, 51 likes. We can do better. Rose, thank you so much for leading the charge on this. Chat, if you can, drop a like. It is much appreciated. And if you are new, do hit that subscribe as well. You can make sure to catch all of our streams. We'll be shiny hunting for Deoxys later in Pokemon Leaf Green after we complete our hardcore Nuzlocke of that on Pokemon Day, which was very, very nice to be able to finally do that after 4 attempts of it. But we finally got to the Deoxys like we set out to do in the start, and we can start shiny hunting for that one tonight, and hopefully we see that shine. That's going to be a crazy shiny hunt, but it should be a good one. I'm very excited for it, but if you can drop a like, it would be much appreciated. Again, Mega Espeon, could you imagine? Crazy. I would actually like an Espeon for this run. It means getting a shiny Eevee, which I don't know how easy that's going to be. We'll just have to, well, I think we just take what we get in this run, to be honest. I don't think we can be super picky about, I mean, we can manipulate like certain encounters that we go for. Caught a shiny Mudbray while hunting Voltorbs yesterday. Very nice, Marcus. Shiny Mudbray is a very nice shiny. I love that the orangey color it's got to it. It's a very cool shiny. So congrats on that one, mate. Hope we can follow suit with something shiny very soon. Be nice if we could. Solo, thank you so much, my friend, and hope you are having a great day. And late G-Man, how are you doing? Origin Guy was really helpful too. Thank you so much, mate, and I'm pleased it was helpful. But thank you so much. Scuddy, how are you doing? Thanks to your chestnut build, I'm farming Venusaur. Appreciate your help. You are welcome, and I hope you're getting good herba drops. What's the best summon like you guys have had when you've been farming? I've not done any yet, so I'm gonna hopefully get some done over the weekend. I wonder if anyone's had like all 5 drops. That would be absolutely nuts. Be such a good raid. I've had a couple where I've had none, but most of them just have the one, which is always nice. If you're kind of getting one every time, it's still really good, right? Ghost Gaming, how are you doing? I hope you're well, my friend, and having a great day. Thanks so much for joining the stream today with us. Why not get the starter and Masuda method to breed? I mean, we could do that. It's probably quicker this way, though, to be honest. Because we'd have to get to the daycare center with just our soul starter, and then we kind of miss a lot of opportunities to train our Pokemon, and we are keeping to a level cap as well through this, because it's not only just a shiny only run. this is going to be hardcore Nuzlocke rules as well. So we are making it as difficult as possible, but as exciting as possible as well. The levels aren't too high in Soul Silver though. I think the level cap for the champions like 50. So the levels of the opposing trainers aren't as high as in some of the other games, which makes it a little bit better. Phoenix, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. Gone out to do this shiny hunt and starters along with you on Soul Silver, but I'm carrying on with the Celebi hunt. How many resets are you on now? I hope you see a shine today. It'd be great if you do. But yeah, if you finish that one up, definitely join in. I would love you to start the playthrough with us. It'd be really fun. Got 2 Herbers and 1 raid. That was cool. Nice, Scuddy. That is really nice. Got 8 Herbers with 3 raids. Wow, William, that is amazing. 8 in 3 raids. Wow, such a good return. Got 2 without raid boost. Best so far. Nice. Recently downloaded Sonic Lost World on my 3DS. Very cool, Mighty. In my opinion, a really underrated game. It has its flaws, but a pretty fun despite being so different to other Sonic games. So it feels a lot like Mario 3D Land. Yeah, I know what you mean from the look of it. Tell you what. One of my favorite Sonic games ever is Sonic Adventure, which was on the Dreamcast. That was such a great Sonic game. And I don't know, I think probably one of my favorite Sonic games that I've played. It's so much fun with that game on the Dreamcast. Dreamcast was such a cool great console, really underrated. Just bombed, just didn't perform well at all, which was unfortunate. That was like the end of Sega. This is without question the fastest 1 in 8,000 shiny hunt, and it's not even close. There's no better method for starting than this. Yeah, I feel like this is like the way, isn't it? 2 more salty Herbers and I'll be maxed out on all Herbers. The bulk of those were from Discord raids from Venusaur helping. That's crazy, Kaylee. That's amazing. Maxed out on the Herbers. You are going to be shiny hunting easy for a long time. That's really nice. I have got barely any after doing all of the shiny hunts for the Indigo Disc guide stuff. I'm running low, so I'm really happy this event's kind of come around. So hopefully I can stock up well when it's running, but I think we're gonna have the Blastoise as well to take advantage of. Hopefully that, and maybe even the Charizard will have the Herba drops as well, which would be nice to see if they all have them. Are all legendaries in this shiny locked? No, the legendaries you can get shiny in this game. Yeah, you can soft reset for the legendaries. I think you get or Lugia before the Elite Four as well, so we could add them to the team. I don't know if we will though. Got a shiny Cleffa and odd egg of crystal. Nice, named her Pinky. Although I had to remove the move Dizzy Punch to transfer into home. That's awesome though, Mighty. Congrats on that. That's a really nice one to get. I like the nickname as well. I think you'll stream the raids at the weekend. I wasn't planning to, but we could do. It'd be kind of nice to do some Herbaform with everyone. We all go into the raid with Hisui and Gudra. The Venusaur's just swinging and missing the entire time. Thanks for the 2 builds. I like the Hisuian Gudra over the other build. I got 2 drops in 1 raid. Carry, nice, very nice. Great to hear. And I'm pleased the builds were helpful as well. So thank you so much for the kind words. I'm on 3,000. Fingers crossed I can get it soon, Phoenix. I really hope you get it soon. Really do. Send you all the shiny luck, my friend. Right. Music in Sonic Adventure was so rad back then. I always remember the music. The theme tune for it was such a cool theme tune. They had like proper vocals in it and everything. It wasn't just like I guess at the time it was like you just get like a generic tune for a game, you know, created, but this is like a full-on song. It was so good. Yeah, I did. I like one of the music was just amazing. Sega's mistake was trying to take on Nintendo. yeah, not a play. I think Sega needed to do what Nintendo really did, where they didn't try and compete with PlayStation and obviously later down the line, you know, Microsoft, because you can't compete with them. I think you've got to do your own thing and have your own strong IPs. And Sega had some really strong IPs as well. You know, Sonic is a really strong IP, still is a strong IP you could have used. But yeah, trying to compete with the PlayStation, with Nintendo, it's just, they needed to try and do their own thing. But they were very much similar to Nintendo in a lot of ways, like releasing the Game Gear, which a lot of people really loved, you know. I never had a Game Gear, but yeah. But the Dreamcast is great, yeah. And the Dreamcast controllers, again, like, yeah, such a great console. One of my all-time favorites. Because I never had a Sega Saturn. Because that was, I know, oh, what was the game on the Sega Saturn? It was like a snowboarding game. And a friend of mine had it. We used to go and play it quite a lot. But that was a cool game. I can't remember what it was, like, nah, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember spending hours on that. That was cool. Snowboarding game. Crazy. Yeah, VMU was so fun too. Yes. Really excited. It's Mike's Mark. Charizard coming back. I missed out on the first drop because I got the Violet for Christmas. That is, like, I'm very excited for everyone that missed out the first time. It's nice to see them returning with that old event. It does give hope for some of the other ones as well that people missed, just getting the game a little bit later than everyone else, which is great. Rip Dupe Glitch. Sitting on 785 AP still. Marcus, you are going to be eating well for the next while. you took full advantage of that, mate. And I wish I had as well. I wish I'd taken more advantage of it, you know. I blame Liverpool regionals for not having the time. Between Liverpool regionals, like, the glitch dropped, and then I had Liverpool regionals, and by the time I got home, it was pretty much getting patched, so there wasn't really much time for me to take advantage of it. Very sad. But I still got a good number of the apricot balls, and I guess there's always the item printer as well that I can use if I need to. What are you thinking for the Blastoise? And Abomaclat, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Thanks for joining the stream today. Hope you're having a great day yourself. For the Blastoise, so it's steel, isn't it? So Poliwrath's probably, like, the first thing that jumps to my mind. Poliwrath feels very strong against it. I think Poliwrath might be just the one. That would be my first thought, but I'd have to have a real look at it, you know, because it's gonna have Flash Cannon. You can't really bring a fire type against it, being a steel type, so your fighting types are going to probably be the best ones. You're probably looking at, like, Iron Hands, Annihilate, probably going to be good. Koraidon's probably going to be good against it. You have to watch out for, like, the straight Ice Beam, I guess, from the Blastoise. Poliwrath feels like a very good option, though, especially with the Water Absorb. Belly Drum. Yeah, Poliwrath could be a good option if you're building something new for it. But then again, I think maybe Iron Hands is probably just as good an option. Annihilate as well. So I think it's a lot easier. I think the Venusaur, with its typing and its coverage, makes it very difficult. Like, they could have made it the Venusaur impossible if they give it Weather Ball. And I think they probably didn't on purpose, because if it had Weather Ball, I don't think there would be really anything that would be able to... There wouldn't be anything that you'd be able to take into it. You would be absolutely bodied. Bro, imagine the shiny is Chikorita. I'm kind of hoping... there's a little part of me that would like it, you know. I really like Chikorita Meganium. It's probably the weakest out of the three for the run. But I wouldn't be sad if that's what we got, you know. I gotta be honest. The only reason PS and Xbox are still in the business is they left Nintendo be another place. Nintendo is the OG. Nintendo is the OG. 100%. I like that. I love that reasoning, Ken, behind it. That is exactly why the games industry is like it is. Want to run a Gastrodon. Gastrodon probably be pretty decent against it. The only problem is with Gastrodon is it doesn't really have a way to boost its special attack. Now you do have Storm Drain, but I don't know how often the Blastoise is going to be activating that, and it will nullify our stats and abilities at some point. So even if it does get boosted, it's not like a guaranteed. Clear Smog on the Gastrodon's really nice. Yeah. So it'd be good support. Gastrodon would be very good support against it. But I don't know if it'll be a good solo option, just because I don't feel like it's going to be able to have the damage output that you probably need to be able to do to get it done in the time that you're allocated, you know? Yeah, that dupe glitch missed. I managed to dupe quite a few of all the Apri balls except the level ball. That's nice, Kaylee, that you managed to take advantage of it for some of them. Such a shame that you can't ever do anything with Herba Mystica. I swear that's what everyone would have done. But you can't attach Herba Mystica to anything, which I feel like they did on purpose. Luke, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. It'd be funny if Blastoise had Zen Headbutt. Which you could do, yeah. I mean, I have to have a look at its move pool. It gets access to like a good amount of coverage moves, so. But it'll have Rain Dish as its ability, so it's likely gonna have Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, probably Ice Beam, Flash Cannon, Shell Smash. That's what it's gonna have, isn't it? It's gonna have Shell Smash. Yeah, it's gonna have Shell Smash. It will have Shell Smash. Yeah, feel the Shell Smash is coming on. So that's what we're gonna have. Marcus, I duped about 160 Moon Balls. Nice. Who else accidentally kept KO and Kyurem? Oh, that is brutal. KOing it. Oh, that is a nightmare to have to reset it up again. Must have been a master at the dupe glitch though by the end of it. I reckon it'll have the Iron Defense like how Venusaur had Amnesia. Yeah, potentially. I do feel like Shell Smash is definitely, now I think about it, it's probably the thing that we'll see it have. Makes a lot of sense. Turn 0 Shell Smash. Oosh. That's going to be pretty scary. Like a Water Absorber in that situation is probably good. That's why Poliwrath feels like a good option. Because you could potentially, like, what's it going to have to hit the Poliwrath for good damage, really? I'd have to have a look at its moveset to kind of remind myself what coverage it gets. But Poliwrath feels like a good one to begin with. But yeah, turn 0, Rain Dance and Shell Smash. I've got Water Spout as well. Oh yeah, so I mean, even if it goes like, say it goes turn 0 and it follows suit with the Venusaur, and it goes Rain Dance, Shell Smash, and then Water Spout, there isn't much that's surviving that. That would make it very, very, very difficult for like even Iron Hands and Annihilate to get any sort of traction there. Koraidon would probably still be alright because of the Dragon typing. But the Rain Dance is going to overwrite the Sun, which is not ideal. Yeah, and an Ice Beam or a Blizzard, if it's got access to any of those, which you would imagine it probably will have, is going to be pretty hard for the Koraidon to take, especially if it gets boosted up off a Shell Smash. Dry Skin Toxicroak's a really good shout. A really good shout, yeah. David, how are you doing? No notification. Sorry, mate. I'm apologizing for YouTube being against us, but great to have you here, mate. I hope you're doing well. Helen, anyone else finding it impossible to do the raid online because people are bringing the most random mons and just spending the whole raid dying whilst doing no damage? That is very, very frustrating. That is really frustrating. Yeah. I tend not to go online unless we do like the raids. We do the raids on the channel, and I know like most of you guys are like gonna use like good stuff. Yeah, it's really frustrating when you go online. Whenever I've done it before in the past, it's like there's always one that's like someone brings like an underleveled Pokemon or a pre-evolved Pokemon, you think, oh, come on, this is a 7-star raid. Don't do this. It's so frustrating, though. I hope you find some better partners. Hop into our Discord. There's probably people in there that you'll be able to hop on a raid with. Maybe have some better luck. Could also have Aura Sphere. Yeah, Aura Sphere is probably a good one to say that it's likely to have, you know, for that coverage. Spencer, good morning, my friend. How are we doing? I hope you're well. Having a great Thursday. Getting closer to the weekend, mate. The speculation and rumors that Microsoft is moving away from consoles, it really adds fuel to the fire with the possibility of Nintendo and Xbox being integrated somehow. That is true. I don't know if I like the idea of it, though. You know, I like Nintendo as it is. I don't want Xbox's mucky fingers all over our nice IPs and stuff. Although it could be a good thing, you know, it could also be a good thing. But I just feel like, yeah, leave Nintendo alone, Xbox, and Microsoft, go away. Tried giving Kieran a glitch legendary, but it wouldn't let me. Yeah, it wouldn't let me. I tried trading the Ogapon to him in the club room. It wouldn't let me trade him. It was like, let me fulfill Kieran's. Let me make this guy happy, but it wouldn't let me do it. Heracross is a beefy beetle. Yeah, Heracross is great. It's got good special defense as well. Very good. This might be a silly question, but what does Nuzlocke mean? So it's basically just a set of rules that you kind of put yourself under when playing the game. So it makes it a little bit more challenging. In a normal hardcore Nuzlocke or a normal Nuzlocke, every area that you enter in the game, so every new route or place that you go into the game, you get one encounter and you have to catch the first encounter. If you fail, like, the rules are down in the description if you want to look. They're slightly different for this one because we're doing a shiny only run, but the basic premise is if a Pokemon faints, it's deemed like dead, so you have to put it in like a graveyard box or release it. So you can't use that again. If your whole team loses, then you have to start the run over again, which I hope for this one we don't have that, because it's pretty brutal for a shiny only run to get the shinies and then have to start over again. So hopefully this goes all right, this one. Tiki, how are you doing? I hope you're well, my friend. Great to see you, and hope you're having a great morning as well. Had a group where a guy brought a Blaziken. It died every time. We got booted very quickly. I can imagine. That is... yeah. But then I always think, you know, sometimes these people it might be the first time it's not the first time they're doing a raid, right? I can't use that excuse, because they've had to unlock 7-star raids in their game. So maybe there isn't an excuse. I'm trying to make it like these people are learning. So, you know, gotta cut them some slack a little bit. But I guess, yeah, I forget the fact that you've got to do a bunch of raids, 6-star raids in the game to unlock 7-star raids first. So, yeah, you definitely know what you're doing at that point. Just did some Dynamax Adventures and got a shiny Veltal. Nice, congrats, that's amazing. One of the best shiny legendaries as well. Such a great shiny. Shoe Microsoft, exactly that iced tea. Right, let's see if we got anything this time. And yeah, I had one where all had Chestnut, then someone switches to Blastoise once everyone else was ready. That's just it's just, yeah, the unnecessary, rude doing that. Why would you do that? Such a waste of that person's time and everyone else's. I don't get it. It'd be better just doing the raid, getting the Herba, and then, yeah, doing that in your own game. So you have to soft reset till you get the shiny starter, and then what? Each route you look for a shiny before you progress. We can decide. We don't have to stay on every single route, but we can only get one shiny from each route, if that makes sense. So, but it's pretty flexible with how we approach it. At least that's how I'm approaching it. So we can play on into the game like once we get the shiny starter, and then we can pick an area where we say, okay, here's where we're going to go for our next encounter, but we can't get another encounter. We can't catch anything until we come across the shiny, if that makes sense. Yeah. But we can still progress into the game at that point, but we've got level caps, so we have to be a little bit careful. I mean, we could finish the game with just one Pokemon. It's probably going to be pretty difficult to do that though in this game, but you could do that. We don't have to stick on every single route, but I just wanted to do it with 2 copies of the game this morning because I felt like this speeds up at least us making a start on it, because otherwise, well, it would take twice as long potentially. Oh man, these numbers again. Let me line these up. Make these a bit smaller as well. Look dreadful. Dreadful on the overlay. It's better. That's a little bit more lined up. That's nicer. Okay, there we go. Imagine doing a Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Shiny, and Nuzlocke, and the first shiny you find is Poochyena. Oh, could you imagine? That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? It'd be typical that something like that would happen, wouldn't it? Youngly, how are you doing, my friend? I am good, and I hope you're having a great day yourself. And that makes it my second shiny I've gotten from the Dynamax Adventures. Very nice. I'm still yet to get my second one. I've got the Lugia from there a little while ago. Currently doing the Solgaleo, which we could pair that up with the Deoxys hunt tonight. To be fair, we could do that at the same time. But yeah, I really would like to get the Solgaleo. Will you be doing any repel tricks to manipulate what team members you're hunting? I think that's probably something that we will do, Riley, yeah. So I think getting an Ampharos for the run, so Shiny Mareep is going to be pretty important. I don't know if we can use the repel method to do that, but I think getting an Ampharos would be very, very good for this run. So yeah, there will be situations where we are taking advantage of that. Game Pass will get Gen 3 before the Switch, imagine. Yeah, on this, yeah, in the Steam Deck. They poured everything over to the Steam Deck officially, and then the Switch is left hanging. Typical. I'd be raging if that happened. I feel like Marshtomp is underrated. He's a goofy little goober. Marshtomp's great. One big thing is, does the egg from the daycare in this game have really good shiny odds like it did in the original games? I don't think it's got as good, like, as far as I know. I could be wrong. Pretty sure it's not as good as the original games, because the original games have crazy shiny odds. Sounds like a silly question, but if it is a Nuzlocke run, does that mean that the RNG manipulation is also disabled? Well, we're not doing any RNG manip. I did think about maybe doing the run with the cute charm glitch and RNGing an ID and SID, so we could have like way better shiny encounter odds, but I thought this is the first like shiny only Nuzlocke run I've ever done, so I feel like I should probably do this one like properly, like fully, like, you know, like we're just playing the games normally, you know. So that's what we went for. I think in future ones we could look at maybe doing RNG manip for stuff. Maybe. Imagine trying to get a shiny in the Safari Zone. Sick. We'll probably do the Safari Zone week this week, so we'll probably try. But it'd be horrible. It will be horrible. Expect to fail many shinies if we come across any. And so pumped you're going for Totodile. Little guy is my main man. I really hope we get Totodile. I really do. Yeah. I think for the run, like to make it easier, I think Cyndaquil's probably the one, but Totodile's the one I would like to get. I feel like we're getting into the swing of it though now. Doing some getting there. Resets. In my Ruby Dream Team quest, I came across 3 uncatchable shiny pooches before. Oh, that is brutal, Riley. 3 uncatchable. It's just unnecessary. You don't need to see it. Rose, how are you doing? Great to have you back. We get the Chikorita. Not yet, unfortunately. Be nice to get it though. I do say Totodile, but I'm not going to be sad if we get Chikorita at all. I'm interested to know which game's going to get the shiny first though. That's the curious one. Kind of hoping it's HeartGold because I've got all the stuff for HeartGold kind of set up, and the streams label HeartGold, but I'm thinking it's probably because of that going to be Soul Silver that we see the shiny on first. Petro, how are you doing, my friend? Day is going good. How are you doing, mate? I hope you're having a great day yourself. Miss chain fishing, yeah. Radar hunting as well. It's going to be interesting to see what new shiny hunting mechanics we get in the new Legends game as well. That's something I haven't really put much thought into yet. I hope we get some new way of shiny hunting in the games. And I wonder if we get a return of the shiny jingle again, because that was in the shiny jingle and the sparkles that we got, overworld sparkles, in the original Legends game was very handy. So it'd be nice to see that make a return, but maybe it doesn't as well. What's everyone thinking about that? So complication about how someone caught all of the safari Pokemon in shiny leaf green, fire red. Wow, that's crazy. All of them. That is some dedication. Sidui, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you're well. Gold. James. It's going to be the gold one. Hopefully it is. Benton Soul Silver. Want a piece there. Got the Totodile sitting cutie and my old Neo Genesis card on the desk. Nice. Better be Totodile that you end up with. Putting all those thoughts out there, wishing it into existence. I'm not going to be sad if it's not. I'm going to be ecstatic if we can get a shiny Totodile. And Jerry, how are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope we get a remake of these games along with the new Legends. Remake of these games. Like, these just ported to the Switch would be so good. Be amazing if we get these games on the Switch. Really would. Yeah, I do think we're still... I really am convinced. I don't know how far-fetched it would be, but I'm convinced that we're going to get the black and white games later this year. Carrier's hunting Blacephalon this morning in the Dynamax, and I hope to get it soon. Hopefully you see it shine very soon. It's a nice shiny as well, Blacephalon. What does ZA stand for? Is it Zygarde to Arceus? Potentially sick. That's something I was been thinking about, and I'm like, yeah, what does it stand for? You know? Is it zero area? Just flipped around. Don't know. I think there's something in the unknowns and their jumbled upness. You know, all their messages of the unknowns were jumbled up in the presents. So I do think there's something in that with the ZA as well. Is that like purposely done with the unknowns to make it more obvious that that is actually a jumbled up title and it shouldn't be, or it's back to front and it shouldn't be? It should be AZ. I don't know. It's such an odd title though. Do you like it? I'm not Ken. Alpha Megas is going to be very cool. Yeah. Going to be new hunting trends. That's going to be, yeah. Yeah, Alpha Pokemon coming back. Just, yeah. Hopefully they do. I think that would be one of the most disappointing things if we don't see return of Alpha Pokemon. Alpha Mega Kangaskhan. That's going to be absolutely insane. Alpha Mega Salamence. Imagine if you could catch the legendaries in alpha states as well. An alpha legendary. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be wild, really. Mega Alpha Yveltal. Please bring back the sparkle sound. It would be so much nicer, especially for Pokemon that are hard to spot the difference. It would be great, wouldn't it? I think. I always think now, especially like that we don't have it, you know, I never really thought about it until Os and John did that video on making it easier for people with like that have difficulty seeing colors. And I never really thought about how useful just the sound and the sparkles was for people that had that like difficulty kind of identifying different colors in the game, because yeah, taking that away makes it so difficult to shiny hunt. So I think for that reason alone, I feel like that's just bring it back. Just bring it back. Why does shiny Yanma look so good? I know, it's a great shiny. It's such a good shiny. I really enjoyed shiny hunt, and one of my favorite shiny hunts in the teal mask, Kitakami by the crystal pool. How many resets per start are you doing? Might have missed it if you already confirmed. So basically what we're doing, Spencer, is whichever starter shines first is the one that we're just going with, just to make it quicker. We're not going to have one that we're specifically going for, so it leaves it up a bit up in the open, a bit open at the moment. And we're also, whichever game gets the shiny first is the game that we're gonna go forward with. So it could be HeartGold, it could be Soul Silver. Zygarde Alpha, yes. Yeah, it could be Alpha Zygarde, you know. That's what it could stand for. Alpha Mega Mr. Mime. No. Mr. Mime's got a nice shiny though. That's got a good shiny. I will give Mr. Mime that. It would be cool if the wild Pokemon could Mega Evolve on their own, like wild Pokemon Cantera in Scarlet and Violet. That's a really good point. It's not something I ever thought about. Yeah. How crazy would that be? You go on hunting an Alpha Pokemon and spots you and just out of nowhere Mega Evolves and just blows you away. I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do Mega Parasect, just to be even more annoying in these new Legends games. Gonna be an infestation of them in Lumiose City. Looks like we'll be jamming competitive Pokemon on Scarlet and Violet until what, 2026? Pretty impressively longevity for a game that makes me wonder if we'll see more DLC or just raid outbreak events potentially, unless we move over to Pokemon Legends to play competitive Pokemon, Riley. That's the only thing. I think a lot of people are speculating that could be what we see with it being a main series title. I guess it would. The Legends game's gonna have to have battle facilities in it as well though, so but if Pokemon are making a decision that that's the route they want to go with competitive Pokemon, how Pokemon is going to be, maybe that's what we see, you know. Sounds a bit scary, but I think it could be a good thing in the long run. I was saying earlier on the stream, I think if they implement competitive Pokemon onto Legends and they keep the way that you train your Pokemon from the original Legends, I think it really lifts the barrier to entry for a lot of people to be able to kind of take part, because it's not much time consumption putting a team together anymore. So it might be a good thing for that. That's how I feel when I say Gengar shiny. I feel like I'm not seeing a difference. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's very little difference. But talking about Gengar shiny, we are going to hopefully see a return of Mega Gengar. Like, I feel like there's no way we don't get all of the old Megas returned. So I feel like, you know, there's 50 odd Pokemon that have been confirmed from that trailer so far that we had. But I feel like you can probably almost confirm every old Mega Pokemon, because it would feel such a waste to be like, oh, well, that Pokemon's not in this game, you know, because it's a Mega. It just feels like it would be a waste of the Mega design. So I feel like they would return to the game and have their Mega form. I feel like almost we can add all of the old Megas and say they're probably likely to going to be in these games. What starter would you prefer to be shiny? Rob, I think for the run, to make the game a bit easier, Cyndaquil's probably the strongest out of the three, so I would probably say Cyndaquil. What I hope for is Totodile, but I'm not going to be sad if we get any of them shiny, if I'm completely honest. I think they're all very nice shinies in their own little way. An excellent choice. HeartGold, Soul Silver were the last good Pokemon games for me, Arthur. Great games. Some of my favorites. I haven't played them since, like, well, yeah. Maybe, well, it's got to be a long time. I've never replayed through them, which is crazy to think with how much I love these games as well. It's been a very long time. Barely remember how to like the story and stuff like that, so I'm kind of excited to just jump in and go through experiencing it all again, kind of refresh myself with it all. But I've never done a shiny run only before, so this is gonna be, I don't know if this has been a good decision or a bad decision just yet. Just hoping they bring back all the Mightiest Mark raids at least once in circulation. Yeah, well, if there's a link with the Mightiest Marks to Mega Evolution, like I was saying before, I think that'd have to. Used to really love Paris until it developed anger issues. Yeah, I'm exactly the same, Rose. I remember that anime episode from the season 1, and that was like, Paris is really cool. It gets Spore as well. It gets Dry Skin. It's just a really unique Pokemon, and I think it was a decent option in like VG 2010 in the GS Cup, because it could come in against Kyogre. It was one of the only Pokemon that you could switch in against, like Kyogre with Dry Skin, and take the Water Spout and then threaten other things as well. What Pokemon would you want to get a Mega in Legends ZA? Pokemon would I like to get a Mega? I always wanted Megas. I like Snorlax to get a Mega. I don't know if it's like boring. No, is it a bit boring that Snorlax gets a Mega? I always felt like Snorlax would be a good Pokemon to get a Mega. I always thought like Snorlax with a normal Ghost typing as well would be really, really, really good. If I was to choose anything, I think, you know, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I always remember wishing that Infernape got a Mega Evolution, so I'd really like to see, if Infernape's in the games, I'd love to see Infernape get a Mega Evolution. That would be really cool. Feraligatr would be another one. Other Pokemon that are a little bit weak but would be very good. Oh, there's loads. Vileplume would be one. I think Vileplume should get a Mega. That would be really cool. I'd like to see that happen. But there's so many. Get my old buddy Mega Mawile back though, which I hope we get back. Mega Mawile is so good. I miss Mega Mawile. Jose, for a shiny only Nuzlocke, do you battle in the grass until you find a shiny? Yeah, pretty much, mate. So it's not just the first encounter on these runs. It's until we get the shiny. But we aren't locked to each area, so we can progress through the game at our own pace. But obviously it's better to have more Pokemon and hopefully not take any losses. You know, as you've chosen Kalos, I'm assuming we might see an Alpha Greninja. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? Possibly even Ash Greninja, with the Battle Bond and the original XY anime series in the Ninja Village. An old picture of Ash Gren was revealed. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? That would be amazing to see something like that. And I think it would make so much sense to get that. AZ Flower will come back in the new game along with King AZ as part of the story. I think it's pretty likely. I think that's, yeah, I would agree with you. I think that we'll definitely see the Floette. Makes sense that we see the AZ as well, you know. I just feel like we're going to time travel in it. I think we're going to be hopping all over different time periods in the game. I don't think we're going to be tied to one linear timeline. Mega Shedinja gets 2 HP. Over 50% likes. We can do it, chat. What is the like goal? Oh wow, nice. We are well on the way. What's the like goal for today? 100, I think. That's an easy one. Thank you so much to everyone that has dropped a like already today and has joined, of course, as well. Shiny Mega Alpha Steelix, here I come. You and me both, Lumpy. I can't wait for that. Yeah, because Onyx already confirmed in there, so we know we're getting Steelix. Mega Steelix is so cool as well. Such a beast. Mega Magmortar and Electivire. I'd like to see that, you know. I think Magmortar and Electivire, I just feel like they got the evolutions from Electabuzz and Magmar. But yeah, I feel like they could do with a bit of a revamp and get Mega forms as well. That'd be kind of nice to see. Lumpy, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Great to see you as always. Marcus, I still have the team from 2010 on my current playthrough. Only finished up to badge 8 back then. Nice, mate. That is cool. I've still got the team that I used at Nationals that year on my cart of Pearl cart. That's the one I always talk about, where I got my first shiny, my shiny Fira. That's the cart. Could boot it up now after this, after you get the shiny. Have a look at it. I lost shiny Terrakion in the afternoon from 30% hypnosis in a row. No, and a critical hit from Stone Edge, killing my false swipe in Ultra Moon. Lisa, that is brutal. I'm so sorry to hear that. Theta, how are we doing? I hope you're well. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you're having a good day though. Great to see you. Isn't if the 3 starters you'll be choosing from already have megas, then they might not add more than 46 that we already have. I do believe Game Freak knows we want to see more starters to get mega forms. Yeah, I feel like we'll get 3 new starters that don't have mega forms already, so we kind of know that when they get announced as the starters, they're gonna have mega forms. Oh, can have a good guess that they'll have mega forms, you know. I think that's, yeah, I think it makes a good point. And because of that, yeah, we might not, because of the sheer amount of megas, 46 that we got, we might not see all of them return. I guess we'd see the ones from X and Y, and then probably the additional ones that we got on Aurus we might not see, you know, like Slowbro. That would mean Salamence isn't in, so they might pick and choose odd ones, you know. Agree, as a Legends series, they've an opportunity to bring back Celebi as a time traveler, and maybe even bring back the notorious GS Ball of Legend. That would be kind of nice to have that integrated into the story as well, wouldn't it? There's a lot of speculation about Hooper being the Pokemon that is going to be the time travel manipulator in it, which could make sense as well. On my clat, I saw this YouTuber making more Paradox forms he had in the past and future video, and both turned Zygarde into a Transformer. It would make sense that Zygarde does, I guess it's like ultimate forms. It's kind of equivalent to a Mega Evolution though, isn't it? In a way, but it could have a different form, of course. It looks like it always reminds me of the Megazord from Power Rangers. Mega Frufro. You know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Danny, how are you doing? Good morning to you. Great to see you as always. Hope you're doing well, Danny. And maybe you can bring us a little bit of shiny luck. But hopefully get to have my boys Gengar and Houndoom. Yes, Mega Houndoom as well, of course. Yeah, Mega Gengar, Mega Houndoom. Forget about some of these megas, you know, the Mega Evolutions. Mega Beedrill. It's another one. Also found 3 Deoxys from GameStop on my Diamond Pearl Platinum saves. Nice. That is super nice. Mega Incineroar. No. We don't need that. Litten cannot be one of the starters that we see. It could possibly be, but I hope it's not. That would be I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Incineroar's had enough love given to it. Celebi with a Mega. Wow, yeah, that would be fire. I mean, like, it would tie in so well with, you know, I think the time travel aspect, if that's what we're going to see, and it could explain as well. I think there's that interview, isn't there, where I think Tyranitar was touching upon it, the interview with one of the producers from back in the original Gold and Silver games, and what they planned Celebi to have. Like, they almost explained Celebi have like a different what was in the GS Ball wasn't what, you know, wasn't Celebi, how they explained it. So maybe that is a different form of Celebi, and it is its Mega Evolution. That would be kind of wild. Biggest thing with ZA is, I hope, is them finally allowing Mythicals to be shiny hunted from Gen 6. Yes. I was just going to say that, you know, I think if we can get Victini and shiny hunt for it in these games, that's going to be so exciting. So exciting. Shiny Victini. There. No shiny. I'm scared in case I reset over the shiny. Yes, Ashley. Gonna be really good. I love to have Beedrill on a team. Mega Beedrill. No luck so far, Sammy. But we're still pretty early on in the resets. I think if we got it anytime soon, we'd be doing well. So keep going. Incineroar's final Evo is when it's on all fours. It just turns into gouging fire, basically. I can imagine it doing something like that, or something similar design wise. Mega Venusaur. I love Mega Venusaur. Can't stay for long as I'm going out again, but wanted to say hi anyway. Thanks so much for hopping by, and I hope your day is going great, whatever you're up to. Not gonna lie, I wish to start a trio in Z is Totodile, Turtwig, and Tepig. That would be incredible if we got that. Mega Torterra. I would love to see it. Mega Lucha. Remember Mega Gyarados? Mega Gyarados coming back again. But we're gonna have Gyarados because Gyarados already confirmed. It's kind of nice to get Mega Starmie, you know? Mega Starmie feels like Starmie should get a Mega Evolution. That'd be really cool to see, actually. I would really love that. Bug, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. And Brian, how are you as well, my friend? I hope you are having a great day. Thanks so much for hopping and joining. Mega Mew would be fire as well. Mega Mew would be so good. And it would line up with the Mightiest Mark theory. So if we ever see the Mightiest Marks linked to potentially what new Megas we might get, Mew would be on that list, which is good. Mega Shuckle and give him more defense. No. Or just take away all of the defense and put it all into attack and just make it an absolute monster. So it can set up with the defenses, and when it's ready to Mega Evolve, its defenses flip to its attack, and its defenses become like glass cannon. But it hits like a truck and nothing can stand in its way. That would be the way to do it. Mega Rillaboom. I think it would be a Charmander, Turtwig. Yeah, everyone seems to think it's going to be Charmander, Turtwig, and Totodile. I mean, the combination is really nice. I would love that. Mega Landorus. No. We don't need that. Pokemon Violet. Thank you so much for subscribing. You're tuning into the stream. I hope you're enjoying it with us today. Maybe sprinkle a little bit of that Pokemon Violet shiny luck on this hunt for us. What is your favorite competitive Mega League? It has to be Mega Mawile. Has to be Mega Mawile. I love Mega Mawile. I do like Mega Salamence as well. Competitively, I like Mega Kang as well. So, but I would always say probably Mega Mawile is my favorite. I do really love Mega Mawile. Mega the Dunsparce with 5 segments. That would be crazy to see. Give me Mega Breloom. Splatters. I would love to see that as well. Shuckle can already do that. It can already do that, yeah. But I think, yeah, if you could do it just with Mega Evolving, just give it a bit more, you know? Like, give it crazy speed as well at the same time. With my Switch, I can see myself on the live stream. Shuckle does that now. You're alright, we really don't need Mega Landorus. No, we definitely don't. Mega Yanmega, that's what we need. Mega Yanmega, Mega Meganian. Be happy. If you think about it, the starters would be from other regions, however, they'd have different forms, knowing that they would have the regional Megas. Yeah, that's very true. Be nice to get like a regional variant of, you know, like Chikorita or whatever they decide to go with. like a regional variant to the final evolution and also get a mega evolution on top of that, because then when you go into a new game and you don't have mega evolution anymore, you've still got that like you know, regional variant. So you have like the Hisuian Typhlosion that can go into any game, even though I guess there wasn't really a gimmick in Legends Arceus though. But when you go into another game, whatever I feel like that they should do that. That would be nice to see, because then you get like 2 things in one. Mega Bidoof, yes, the gold Pokemon. Just had a shiny Mawile and go, nice. I'd want like 90 plus raids with no shiny. Wow, David, 90 plus, crazy. You get one from an egg. Awesome to hear, mate. It's such a nice shiny as well. At this point, we're just naming Pokemon, huh? We pretty much are, aren't we? Yeah. Just everything. Just give everything a mega evolution. Everyone will be happy. There'll be no one sad at that point. There's no way everything's getting a mega though. No chance. Mega Lugia and Ho-Oh would be nice. It would be cool to see, yeah. Mega Magearna, Mega Diancie would win. Mega Magearna, I would say. That would be my bet. 100 likes. We've done it, chat. We hit the goal. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. You've done good. You did good, chat. 151 resets. Everyone gets megas. Yeah, everyone. I just feel like it's too much work for Game Freak, isn't it? It's, you know, unless the Pokédex is not huge and they've already got like 40 odd already done, then they don't have too many more to do. Mega Weavile, that would be a very good one, yeah. I'm surprised there was never a Mega Pikachu or Raichu. Yeah, exactly, yeah, because they always give Pikachu normally like the special treatment. It's a bit like Charizard, isn't it? But they never did with the Megas. Maybe they were saving it for this one. Sure, you've been told, but the game logos in your overlay are the wrong way around. Yeah, Hookie, I know. I was trying to, basically before the stream started, I wanted the 3DS on this side with Soul Silver. And I can't put the HeartGold one over this side, and I can't change the logos over now. I could change the game cards round. Thanks for pointing it out though. It is slightly annoying. But that was the reason. The console that I've got with the HeartGold in it, the length of the mini USB cable is just not long enough to put on the other side. So I wanted them kind of matching up with on screen. But then realized after we went live that that's how it's how it looks. Not ideal. But hopefully we get the shiny soon and we can move on from this. Because this will not be the screen that we're playing through the whole games with. Just for now. Mega for all would be far too much. Terror is a cool way around that. Just yeah, give everyone silly hats. Yeah. I wonder though, like, you know, we talked about it. If the Mightiest Mark Pokemon were originally like penned to get these Terrestrial forms, maybe they're keeping a lot of the Terrestrial forms back, so they haven't revealed them. And then these Terrestrial forms will end up being maybe what the Mega forms will look like. I don't know. But a Mega for everything, it's just never going to happen, is it? Too much work. What if all the starters were available to choose from at the beginning of the game? That would be really cool. Just want my tree code. That would be wild. Like, they've never done anything like that before. Get the choice of any starter that you'd like. That would be absolutely wild. And all of them get a Mega Evolution. Maybe like they could do it where you get a choice of like all of them except the Paldea starters. And maybe some other ones. Maybe the ones that they don't do the 7-star Terror Raids with, you know? You get a choice of all of the other ones that all have new Mega Evolutions. Be kind of crazy. these wild ideas that you all have are great. I love it. Mega Hydreigon. Nice. That would be good. Mega Evolutions were they were my favorite mechanic by a long way. Mega Hitmonchan. I would love to see it. Mega Hitmontop as well. We might get Mega Cinderace, Mega Inteleon. Yeah. Good morning, bro. How are you doing, Solo? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for coming by. It's great to see you. Stig, how are we doing, mate? I hope you're well. No shiny just yet. Not yet. Ran down and grabbed a CAB copy of Platinum. Nice. Save didn't have anything, so I started a new one. Very nice, mate. And I hope you're enjoying the playthrough. Great game. Mega Urshifu. No. Don't do it, Andy. We don't need it. We need Urshifu just not to be in those games. Especially, okay, I'll say this. If we ever play like VG, if VG ever gets played with Legends, then we don't need Urshifu. But if Legends is just like Legends Arceus and it's just a standalone, we don't get any interference with it into VG at all, then yes, Urshifu would be great to see in it. There's not a single bad horn starter. True. They're all great. I feel the same with, like, you know, people will say Chikorita is a bad starter, but I like Chikorita. I feel the same about the Gen 2 starters. They're all good. But some are better than others, obviously. And I'm back. Great morning. Riley, great to have you back. Mega Nido Queen and Nido King. Mega Punch, Lumpy. Foreshadowing. I would love to see Mega Nido King and Nido Queen. That'd be so good. Yes, I think you've just sold me on like my big wish now. Both of those to get Mega Evolutions. Could you imagine Mega Dragapult? That would be wild. It'd be a good one though. So Jeragon from Power World is Mega Dragapult by the logic. They did make Mega Urshifu a quick competitive. Yeah, I think you and everyone else be like, no. Would have to get rid of Unseen Fist though, which might not be a bad thing. I think Chikorita is hated due to the move pool. Yeah, its move pool is terrible. And Genion has such potential as well. I think for Alligator is a bit hard to play in this one as well because it doesn't get a physical attacking water move, does it, until Waterfall, or is it Aqua Tail? But that's very late on. That's why Cyndaquil is really the best one, because you get Lava Plume quite early, and then you get Flamethrower as well, and that's probably before Gym 8, isn't it? Gym 7 or 8? I'm not sure which one it is, but it gets it pretty early on. David, I hunted a Chikorita outbreak yesterday and caught a humble mark in his Safari Ball. And very nice, mate. Congrats. It's a super nice mark. Shiny to get a humble mark. Like it. I don't know if I've got anything with the humble mark. Luke, I kind of hope there isn't a competitive scene in Legends ZA, as it allows Scotland Valley to continue building and not every main title necessarily needs to be competitive. No, I agree with you in some respects. I think, but they, you know, with Sword and Shield, they definitely had the opportunity to go to VDSP. That was never going to happen because it was designed by Elka. But I think if it had been maybe a bit better developed in the beginning and there wasn't so many glitches with it, it could have been something that we did see, and it would have made it different as well. You know, like we talk all the time about like newer players being able to experience the older games, the retro games, the retro Pokemon games and stuff like that, which is really cool because they do stand up, right? I think there's a good argument to have, like, you know, with these faithful remakes, why not go back a season just to play competitive on these older games and give the newer players an experience of playing what maybe an older format once upon a time looked like? I think it'd be kind of fun. But I think the one thing that I would say about that is if they're wanting to make it more accessible, take that kind of entry point to competitive, like take it away completely so it's accessible to everyone, I think they would generally move towards competitive Pokemon being like Pokemon are trained in Legends games, because it makes it easier to build teams, to make teams, to get Pokemon. You know, that takes away all the IVs, EVs, all the complication, you know, that we've got right now. There's none of that really in Legends. So it makes it way easier for players to get involved with. We don't want Chikorita. We just want to check the Pokeball. No shiny though. But yeah, probably won't see it happen. But you never know. And Mega Zoroark with Mega Darkrai, I'm here for it. Mega Darkrai would be great. We had Mega Ditto. We have all the Mega Pokemon. That's very true, yeah. Ditto's special ability to Mega Evolve into any Pokemon. Make any Pokemon Mega Evolve, I should say. Mega Mew could have a DNA string for its tail. That's kind of a cool idea. I like that a lot. Yeah, and Mew does transform. To consider Legends main series, it's much more in the line with a spin-off. That's how I always looked at it. But supposedly these are a main series title, or being dubbed as one. Whether that's just been miscommunicated between people, but that's what I've been hearing, Riley, which was very surprising to me, which then threw up the question what are we going to be moving onto it for competitive going forward, you know? Is that the plan? And I think it could make sense if we see GS Cup. Well, the next rule set regulation, if it is one restricted legendary, and then for Worlds we see GS Cup, we could potentially see that, you know, being the thing that we see. Big change in competitive play. But it would be kind of, I think it would be a step for the better in the long run. Because I think you've got to, at some point, make that barrier to entry way less if you want to grow the scene to like crazy esports levels. And it's getting there, you know. Mega Pachirisu Zacian would be over the moon. Me and Data both have transformed, making them less likely to Mega, in my opinion. Maybe, you never know. I feel like Mew could get a Mega evolution, since Mewtwo did, you know. It feels a bit odd that Mew doesn't. I believe that complication is what allows for variance and customization in teams and mons. If every mon is the same stat base in the game, it gets a little still. I don't know, because I think like a lot of it comes down to, like, you're definitely not wrong. Like how you train your Pokemon EVs and stuff like that does give a lot of variance to it. But then I think a lot of it would come down to, like, you know, you can make the kind of the same argument to say, well, is Pokemon Go stale? And I don't think Pokemon Go is stale at all, you know, because Pokemon Go doesn't have, well, it does have variance, right? But if you're playing at that top level, at the very top level, a lot of the Pokemon that, you know, the top players are using, very similar, right? Very similar IVs, because there's only 3, right? There isn't very much variance, but there is slight variances. And I think they could introduce something like that potentially. Maybe keep an IV where you can't max out your IV, but you can max out the EVs, and the grit method of maxing out EVs is a just way to do it, and then like max the stat out. I don't know how the best way to approach it would be. I think there still needs to be, like you say, some sort of variance, but I don't know how they do it. I just like the way that you can train your Pokemon in the Legends games. I think it just makes it so much easier and more enticing for newer players to get involved, because it's not as much of a learning curve to have to do. And of course you still have variants with movesets, with natures, so you'd still have that items, you know, team choices, compositions, strategies. There would be all of that. I think it would just make it a bit easier for players to get in with. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You do make a really good point, but yeah. Good place to test mechanics and new gimmicks before putting them in competition. Well, yeah, that's a thing. I think they do that, but it's always a like, so the stuff I think they were testing in Gen, as far as I understand it, from what I've been told, the stuff that they were testing in Legends would probably be likely things that we'd see implemented in Gen 10. It would never be Gen 9. So it would be like 2 generations time is how the testing normally goes. So stuff that we saw in this Legends game might be something we see implemented. It might already be implemented in Gen 10, but that would be implementation from the Legends game originally. And then if there's new stuff in the Legends game that we get next year, it would be like probably wouldn't be Gen 11, it would be Gen 12 before that was implemented, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? That's just what I got told with how it normally works, like the process of implementing these things that they test out. But who am I? I don't work at Game Freak, I don't work at Pokemon, I don't know. Just what I heard on the line, on the grapevine. Zachary, so if it's a mainstream or at least canon, maybe we'll see professors from Scarlet and Violet if there is time travel. That would be good tie-in. That would be a good tie-in, yeah. It's Sada and Truro references. I feel like there will be tie-ins though, because I feel like we got introduced to all of these, like, so many characters, and like characters with lots of backstories. Especially in the Indigo disc, where we got a lot of information about a lot of characters. Now, I know we're not going back to Unova, but could a lot of these characters have some sort of role to play in maybe a past or a future Kalos, you know? For Omega Heracross is OP. The skill link, stab, arm thrust, it also bulk up for the setup. That's crazy attack. Mega Heracross is crazy. What is its base attack? It's one of the highest in the game. Is it like base 165 or something? It's absolutely crazy strong. Mega Heracross. Mega Pinsir as well. It's that aerial 8 ability. So good. Have we discussed Z moves? Not yet, Lumpy. I'm not the biggest fan of Z moves, if I'm honest. But we can discuss it. It's likely that we'll just stay on Scarlet and Violet until the next generation. I think that's the most likely thing that we'll see. My opinion, Scarlet and Violet are extremely approachable, and the complications of the games only allow that for much depth to be learned for new players. The game is vast and complicated, but that's good. It's not a bad thing. I just think, you know, when you look at other esports, I think the argument's always made is a lot of other esports, there's no barrier to entry. There is with, like, I guess, you know, there is with Pokemon Go, but a lot of the bigger esports, there's no barrier to entry, so players can pick up the game and there's not really much they would need to do other than kind of learn the game to get into competitive. But you've kind of got to learn the game for VG, right? You've got to learn the games first, you've got to learn the format, and then you've got to learn like how to play, and then learn a much deeper wealth of knowledge. Like, you've got to learn movesets, you've got to know typings, you've got to know speed stats of Pokemon. There's so much you need to know to like get into VG, and you would have to do that anyway. So, but I just think taking away some of those like aspects that you have to do in the game could make it easier to get more people involved. I don't know, maybe. But if it's too easy, then it might make the game a bit dull though. I don't know about that. Possibly. I just think it's a way to, like, if Game Freak want to prevent people from hacking in Pokemon at events like so much, I think that's a way to do it, because that's always people's argument, right, for genning Pokemon into games, because they haven't got time to build teams and test teams and stuff like that, you know. I think a battle simulator would probably alleviate a lot of those issues, but I don't know. It doesn't look like we're gonna get a battle simulator anytime soon. I like this chat though. It's good. It's good, like, getting your guys' opinions on it, because I think you make some really good points of why maybe some of the things I'm thinking might not be implicated, you know? Need to hold your hands less and trust players to figure out complex mechanics. Yeah, they do. I think they need to talk about it more in the game though, because they barely talk about like, I mean, it's only recently they've started talking about IVs. I mean, we've always had the effort values, like effort judge. So that's been a thing more recently, but you know, back in the day, they've barely talked about it. All these like hidden values and stuff like that. I think they should have a bit more information about that sort of thing in the game. But I think they're doing better with it now, definitely, than they used to. I wonder if we're going to see anything shine today. Still feel confident that we will. Right. Complex isn't a bad thing. Definitely not. I'm not saying it is. I just think, yeah. Another esports that are similar to Pokemon, that being a strategy game where interactions and encounters matter on a scale that lasts the whole game. I think Magic the Gathering, Melee, SCGO, yeah. In all of these games, they were facets to gameplay that take years to learn and master, just like Pokemon. Let games be complicated. Makes them that much more rewarding to master. It does. It gives them layers as well, I guess. That's the thing. But I'm not talking about like overhauling the whole thing. I'm just talking about really the training of a Pokemon, you know? And I like they have made it a lot easier in past years. And they could make steps to make it even easier going forward. They just do things sometimes that really like just make it like not that easy. Like, you know, when the ability patch is, this is a good example of making good changes but making them difficult for players to obtain. When they introduced the ability patch in Sword and Shield in the Crown Tundra DLC, that was such a cool thing. For the first time ever, we could change a Pokemon's ability to its hidden ability. But then they go and they make you have to get, what was it, like 200 Crown Tundra, whatever the currency for the Crown Tundra was. It was like 200 of them. And you're getting like max 8 of them from one run of the Dynamax Adventure raids. Or a raid, right? Or, you know, and like, just make it. That's, I think my point is like they put these things in the game and sometimes don't make them super accessible, make them quite difficult to get. So there's that side of it as well, I guess, what I'm kind of getting at. I'm fine saying VG is too complex for me to get involved at a reasonable level. I tend to play Pogo, GBL, where I've made veteran back-to-back and pushing for legend next season. Very nice, mate. I think if you want to competitive, you should have to train hard. It's true. It's true. I think I take it for granted because I've done it for such a long time. And it, you know, I'm just entrenched in it. So I don't have that learning curve. I would hate to come into the games now to like try and learn everything though. I feel like it's quite daunting. But again, I think you're right. A lot of the time with these things, if you are wanting to get into something and be good at it at a very competitive level, you need to know as much as you can. So the complexities of it, give it those layers of depth to make it more interesting, more variable, and stuff like that. Yeah. Was it Dynite or was it? Is that what it was? I don't know what it was, but yeah. Wouldn't care. I've got a bunch of it now. Oh, the mochis as well. It's another example of the mochis being a really good thing, like in game, but to obtain them, you have to do the Yoga Ousting, which is just like, no one wants to do that. No one wants to go and do Yoga Ousting just for fresh start mochis. It's like, oh, come on. Yeah. The EV reducing berries. I think those things, they're in the game. Just make them a bit easier, more accessible, you know, easier to get. They should be. They should be. And I know it was talked about the rusted bottle cap or another bottle cap that could reduce the speed IV down to 0, or a particular IV down to 0. I think that's something else. That's another step forward in making it a bit better. As a beginner, it does seem overwhelming. There's so much to learn. It can be off-putting. Yeah. And I think when you need to learn, especially when, like, I always think the best time to get in, it's not like saying to someone now, don't get involved now until the next gen comes out. Like, it's always good just to start when you're thinking about starting. There's no time like the present, I don't think. But I always feel like the start of a new generation is always a good time to kind of come into competitive Pokemon, because normally for that first year you're only going to have access to a closed Pokemon Dex, so it's going to be like a regional Pokemon Dex, so you don't have as many Pokemon that you need to know things about. So it's a nice entry point into the games that year, and then when it does expand inevitably into like a national Dex format, you can expand your knowledge that way. But you've got a year under your belt at that point to be able to kind of help you better get into that position with all these older Pokemon. But yeah, can be quite daunting. I always speak to the TCG guys when they're casting, and it's normally the same thing that they say. It would be easier for you to get into TCG if you're starting out both. TCG would be way easier to get into than VG because of the amount of knowledge that you need to be able to play VG, which is kind of true. Although I don't play TCG, and I kind of think, nah, TCG feels like so much stuff that you would need to know. Like all these different cards. How many cards are there? You would need to know so much information. I know it's written on the cards, which makes it easier, but yeah, they do have that. Not gonna lie, they're probably not gonna make a Pokemon Hurt you anymore, because since it can take place in the future, you can tell because the blueprint says urban redevelopment plan. Yeah, but maybe they want to make a play. I think the redevelopment plan is to make an ecosystem, right, where Pokemon and people can live harmoniously. Whereas in Legends Arceus, you know, you've got Jubilife Village, which is this enclosed kind of area where Pokemon don't come into, or very few Pokemon come into, not wild Pokemon anyway. And the wild Pokemon are all outside the village, and they do attack you and stuff like that. So maybe, like in a similar way, there's like this vision to kind of, I don't know, domesticate the wild Pokemon, and then have them inhabit the city as well, so that you've got this ecosystem where everything lives together and no one's like people aren't attacking the Pokemon and Pokemon aren't attacking the people. Maybe. I kind of hope we do see that side of it, if I'm honest, because I really like the aspect of kind of coming across a wild Pokemon in Legends and then it attacking you randomly, and then you having to kind of get out, hightail it out of there. Rose, I will see you very soon. Thanks so much for coming by today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to catch you maybe later on with the Deoxys hunt when we go live with that. I hate the bottle cap system on BDSP. You have to level 100. Yeah, level 100. I mean, these are the things. It's like they are changing it every generation, making it easier, but it's just like, why put these barriers in the way to use these things? If you transfer a Pokemon, they lose their moves. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because you can't, like, the whole thing about the egg moves, and I guess that is another thing, keeping Pokemon more concise, I guess, going forward. I hate the bottle cap system. Yeah, after I get home, I'm gonna grind the Venusaur raids for some Herba. Nice, Bug. I hope you get a lot of good drops, mate. Never Melt Ice, how are we doing, mate? I hope you're well. Hope I'm not putting anyone's nose out of joint though, with just some thoughts that I've got on the competitive scene. It's not bad. I just think like it'd be interesting to see if they did that with, like, if you can picture what the competitive scene would be like if you took the leveling up and training mechanics of Legends Arceus and placed it into VG now. You didn't change anything else, just how you trained Pokemon up, and how you had access to relearn moves very easily without having to spend any resources doing it. I guess you can do that now, but you can't with like TMs. You know, I don't think there was TMs in Legends Arceus either, so it was all just learn set stuff. Just kind of wild. I guess you'd have to introduce tutors though if you did that. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much that it's so complex. There's so much you'd have to change with it. So it's not as just a straightforward thing to say, oh yeah, just do this, just do that. I think one of the worst games that has no real good point of entry is Modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Really? Do you need a lot of like the older cards then to be able to kind of play, or like the knowledge from the older cards and sets and stuff like that? Or not at all? Wonder if they will have competitions on Pocket, a Pokemon TCG Pocket. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, to win like extra packs and stuff. Entice people to get involved with that. That would be really cool if they did have something like that. There you go, mate. You reckon Legends ZA will be released in January 2025? Never melt ice. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know what to believe now. Going off patterns, I feel a bit like caught out from the Pokemon Presents, being like, wow, this happened in the last Presents, and the one before that, this happened, and then we get the curveball. I feel like it's so unpredictable. I think they've left it open where it can be any time. Maybe even expect like a release around the time of the new Switch console. I kind of would hope that it would be January, but might be a bit later, you know. Gonna build mine after going one last go for Fungus Shiny. Good luck, mate. I hope you managed to get it. Jamel, how are you doing? I hope you're good, my friend. Thanks so much for hopping in and joining the stream. Hope you're having a great day. Is there a Venusaur Terror raid? Yeah. There is not right here. Someone might be doing one in chat. Not beginner friendly at all. I see what you're saying, Lee. The pick up and play aspect of competitive requires too much prep to even get into like Smash. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I'm probably just not articulating that point very well, Riley. So yeah, basically what I mean is, yeah, exactly that point where if you want to play competitive Smash, there's no prep to playing that. You can pick it up and you can go, right? But if you're wanting to play competitive Pokemon, you've got to think like how many hours before you've got a competitive team. Like you've got to complete the game, which is fine. But then you've got to unlock a bunch of other stuff. You've got to actually get the resources to be able to level your team up. You've got to get the resources for your TMs. There's a lot of hours goes in, and it's way easier in Scarlet and Violet than it's been in any other Pokemon game, in my opinion. But I still think they could make it better, and they do. They make like really good steps every generation, but then they make silly like decisions like they did with the ability patches in Sword and Shield. And again, like at some stages, you know, in Scarlet and Violet, they still kind of make it difficult to get an ability patch, like it's a rare item, which yeah, I guess that makes sense. But competitive players, if you're about to lock in your team of the morning of an event and you realize right then that you, oh man, I haven't got the hidden ability on my Pokemon, then you have to go and try and find a 6-star Terror raid and then beat it and then hope that it's got the chance of dropping an ability patch. Otherwise your tournament hopes, if that ability really hinges on the team operating, it's just those little things, I think. Yeah, just make them a little bit more accessible. You don't even want to wait for the bodies from Leaf Green to cool before hopping back into the Crucible. Kenny, oh yeah, straight into it, mate. Out of the flames into the fire. Yeah. We are going to do the Deoxys hunt though later on the channel today. So if you're around for that and you'd like to join for that one. But yeah, this is, I don't know if this was a good idea jumping into this one straight away. But I thought no time like the present, right? Kind of excited to. I've just really enjoyed the Nuzlocks that we've done over the last few weeks, you know, here on the channel. And it feels a little bit like, I don't know, yesterday I was like, we haven't got a Nuzlocke to play anymore. So I guess this fills that void. X and Y and now Z, that's pretty surely happening. Yes. Is there any tips on getting authentic Sinistea and Poltergeist? I think the outbreaks for them are fixed now in Scarlet and Violet, so it's a really I think you've got a chance if they work like the Sinistcha ones do in Kitakami. And I think if I'm pretty sure if the outbreak, if one's got the authentic mark, then everything in the outbreak will have the authentic mark, which then you can do the sandwich power sparkling 3 and then get it that way. Ronan, how are you doing? The chestnut for Venusaur build was missing mud slap. Yeah, well, it was before all of the other ones got dropped, to be honest. So makes farm the raid so much easier. Yes, I do agree, but mine was my chestnut build was up, I think, before anyone, and I was putting it together at like 1:30 in the morning, so I wasn't thinking about, you know, that worked. I do agree with you, the mud slap is a nice option on there, but the other thing is with the mud slap, right, I think it will slow the rate down. You're going to take a lot longer because you're spending extra turns going for the mud slap, and it might mean you get the extra sword stance up a lot of the time. It probably does, but you're still spending more turns in the raid than you would be with the one that I've done, although there's probably less chance of, well, I don't know, swings and roundabouts. I don't think you necessarily need the mud slap, but it definitely helps. Just use Hisui and Gudra though, but that's the reason why there's no mud slap. It wasn't missing on there, it's just I hadn't even thought about that. I looked through the options and I didn't really feel like it added so much value, and mud slap wasn't something I looked at to really add something to at the time. But seeing as everyone's been using it, I guess there is a lot of value in it, my friend. But thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, like I say, as in its body, a unique mark for the sinister underside lets you know of the okay, yeah, so you need to, it's really difficult to see the mark on the sinister, because you've got to angle your camera in a specific way when it's kind of in front of you to see the mark. If you haven't seen it in your game, the outbreak will have the question marks, but just check underneath them. Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant actually get the outbreaks, not actually spot the authentic. My bad, my friend. Yeah, the little print is on the underside of them, which is not the easiest to see. But yeah, good luck with the outbreak hunt for it. Does it show the shiny from that first display? Yes. So technically they could all be shiny when we click into it. It's very unlikely, but you will see the shiny if it is here before you can pick it. One of the really nice things about HeartGold Soul Silver, why this shiny only run is probably one of the kinder ones to do to get the shiny starter. In Gen 6, the professor gives you a Gen 1 starter too. Do you think that it will be in the game for them to have the new forms? Potentially, yeah. Because you get Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur pretty early on in your playthrough of X and Y, right? Just check that again. I don't want to miss anything by mistake. Fill up my shiny Alpha Hisui Gudra. Very nice, Lumpy. Nice, mate. An Alpha one. That's cool. Got an idea for Steel Terra Blastoise. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier on. Fire Terra Vaporeon with Water Absorb, its ability. It's not a bad idea, mate. Yeah, we used it recently, didn't we? To really good effect. That's a good shout, Ronan. Really good shout. Yeah. I was talking about Poliwrath was something that came to my mind first off. I do think that it's probably like turn 0. It could have, like, worst case scenario is going to be Rain Dance, Shell Smash, and Water Spout. That would be worst case scenario, I think. So then you're going to need a Water Absorb ability Pokemon, or something with Storm Drain at least. But it might not have that combination. We're just going off if it's similar to the Venusaur, which it might be in a lot of ways. Really, I wonder what other hidden tech we'll discover in Scarlet and Violet over these next couple of years. We only just realized that there are 16 mons spawned in. One is shiny. I know, mate. It's crazy really when you think about it. There's still so much to, like, I probably uncover in those games, you know? That we just don't know about yet. And we're probably doing all the things wrong that we shouldn't be doing. Hisui and Gui. Yeah, X and Y are really fun. I love X and Y games. Mega Spiritomb with Wind of God. No, that would be crazy. I would love Mega Spiritomb though. That would be great to see. big feature in the last Legends game, so it'd be nice to see it feature again in this one round as well. Get the Wisps back. And a Spiritomb Shrine just outside the village, or the town, or the city. I guess it's a city, isn't it? None of the below. Which shiny of the Johto starters do you hope for? I really hope for Totodile. I think that would be the one I would really like. But I'm going to be happy with any of them, really. I think Cyndaquil would probably be best for the run, and Chikorita would be the hardest for the run. But we'll have to wait and see which game throws one up first. We might not get anything today. It's crazy though. It's gonna be much harder getting one out in the wild, I think. But we'll stick to this. We're gonna have to put the hours in to get through this one, because I think the one thing that I do want to do is finish the game with a full team of 6. I don't want to just run through with just a few Pokemon, you know. I think we could do that, but we've got level caps, so it's not really going to help us too much. Time will your Yoxi stream be on later? Probably around 7:30 we'll kick off UTC UK time. After this Nuzlocke, what should we get into? PLA or X and Y? I think X and Y was something I talked about earlier. It would be kind of fun to do, since everyone's on the X and Y train now, going up to ZA or ZA. But original Legends Arceus is also very fun, and I don't ever need an excuse to hop into that game. That'd be great to do. Go shiny alpha hunting in those games. Get every shiny alpha that we can. Although they should remove the exploration of skill swap for the sake of double battles. I was able to make Shinininja have sturdy and die. Yeah, you can't do the skill swap anymore though. You've got to go through I think you need to, there's a process you used to be able to do when they stopped, because it fails now if you try and skill swap with Shinininja. But there is a way to do it, and I think they stopped you being able to do it in Sword and Shield potentially, but there was a way to get entrainment onto it. I can't remember the exact process, but you could, yeah, get the sturdy onto it. It was a bit of a way around doing it. It wasn't super straightforward, but yeah, you could do it. And then Shinininja was just impossible to take down. Crazy. Do you have a dream team in mind? I'm planning my next DTQ after I finish up Ruby, even though I still have 4 shinies to find. Lol. Thinking I'll do Leaf Green Quest. Nice, mate. That'll be a really good one. I have Pokemon that I would like to get, I think, for the run, but I don't have a dream team in mind. I'm probably not gonna put those restrictions on this, just for the fact that I think if I do that, then it's gonna make it a longer run. And it's not like I want to rush through the run or anything. It's just I feel like if I do it, we could be in some areas for a very long time when we might not necessarily need to be, if that makes sense. So I think I would like to get Mareep for Ampharos. That would be really good. I think the Gyarados is a free one, so we take Gyarados because that gives us a shiny Pokemon for free, so that fills that slot very easily. But that's probably the only free one that we get, I think, in the whole run. So the Totodile doesn't really work if we're going to go with the Gyarados, because Gyarados is really strong in this game as well. No overleveling. So on par with every gym leader. Yeah, pretty much, Noah. The max we can go to is the highest level Pokemon that they've got. So it's pretty brutal, especially for a shiny only run, because takes so long to get the Pokemon in the first place. I think you just got to take our time to make sure we hit all the level caps, make sure we take our time before diving into anything, and that we're well prepared before diving in and taking any unnecessary risks. D-Belly, how are you doing? It's almost 7 AM for me. Wow, early, my friend. I hope you're doing well though and having a great start to your morning. Great to see you as always though. Does trace work on Wonder Guard? No, unfortunately it doesn't. Well, yeah, probably best that it doesn't work on Wonder Guard. It'd be hilarious if it is. Imagine getting a Porygon 2 with Wonder Guard. That probably wouldn't be the best one. But well, it would be, yeah, because it would, you could only hit it with fighting type attacks, which is absolutely, yeah, that would be crazy. And then there would be the possibility of then tracing it with like a Gardevoir, and then Gardevoir, I'm pretty sure, gets skill swap, doesn't it? Feels like a Pokemon that would get skill swap, and then you could skill swap it onto anything. That'd be scary. The hacked mom of the only place you'd see that would be the Wi-Fi battle tower. Which one's that? The sturdy Shedinja. There is a way to do it. I can't remember which gen it was the last time you were able to pull it off. There was a few steps that you needed, but I think, what was the entrainment Pokemon that you needed? There was a specific entrainment Pokemon that you had to have to get it on the sturdy onto it. Can't remember. I'll have to have a look at it before we come back on to our next stream, and then I'll be able to talk about it. Satya, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Thanks for joining. I hope you're having a great start to your day. I don't know if any of you guys played back, was that in X and Y, maybe? A strategy called Dive Cats. Might have been X and Y, actually. I don't know if it was before X and Y. Dive Cats was a pretty funny strategy with Prankster and Assist. And you used to use Purloin and then Lipod with Assist to Assist could only copy like certain moves, so you kind of use that to manipulate what Assist would be, and with Prankster being a thing, so you would be able to get like Assist Dark Void from a Smeagol in the back, or Assist and then Assist Dive, so you'd never be able to be hit from your opponent, because you would always go the Prankster would always activate to get the dive, so you'd always disappear, so your opponent couldn't hit you, and then you would do it so the dive would always go last, so your opponent would attack again, it would miss, and then you'd hit them with dive, and then you would just continually do that for the whole battle. It's kind of funny. It's such a cheese strategy though, but if you didn't know about it, I remember first playing it and being like, I hate this so much. Got my shiny Shedinja in Gen 3, has double team, Confuse Ray, Fury Cut, and Shadow Ball. This whole stick is being annoying. That is the best way, mate. Very nice though that you got the shiny of that one. That's such a cool shiny. Gonna be the big player for you in that. Gonna win you the run. But I hope you get that Zangoose soon. That's the one I think you were saying you're going for next, right? That and the Altaria. The Wonder 2 means. From Gen 4, that's it. KK Slider music. Yes. Yeah, it was that, yeah. It's Prankster Assist, classic. Quality. I missed the fear strategy. The fear strategy. Kevin, no, we're not playing on emulators, playing on actual console hardware. So I feel like I'm into a good rhythm though now with the resets and checking everything. At the start it was a bit daunting because I've never done like the two consoles before at the same time, but I feel like it is gonna speed things up for us a lot doing it on both at the same time. So technically we've done 219 resets on each, but it's kind of more, I guess. Been recording all the shinies and gym battles. I'll be making some videos and uploading them. Am I right to link in the Discord when I do? Of course, mate. Definitely. I feel like it's like you need to link them in the Discord for sure. I'd love to see them, but yeah, wouldn't want to overstep the boundary. Definitely not overstepping any boundaries, mate. Feel free to post away. It's great to share them. Let everyone else enjoy them as well, mate. How do you get your consoles T9? Boss Gaming T9? What do you mean? to show on the screen? They've got capture cards fitted into them, the DS's. So the 3DS have capture cards fitted in, so you can plug a mini USB into the back and then that directly into the PC, and then you've got capture software that you run. So yeah, that's how we're doing it for this one. Right, come on, let's get this. These numbers as well, they keep being so, I can't have them sitting like that. They need to be a bit more in the middle. It's really annoying. With every number change as well, they're going to change around. Need to have like a macro to make sure they're always centered. Right. No shiny this time. And once again, no surprise there. Excited for the new Legends, but would you prefer first remakes of Gen 2 or 5, and why? I think, I probably prefer a remake of Gen 5 if I'm completely honest, because we haven't had a remake of Gen 5. And I really enjoyed Black and White. Not that I didn't enjoy Gen 2, it's just, you can see now we've got HeartGold, Soul Silver, so I feel like it's had its kind of remake. It just feels a little bit fairer if Black and White gets a remake. And I'd like to see Unova in a different style as well, you know, from what we had on the original DS. It'd be kind of really nice to like revisit those games. So that would be my choice, and why. What's likely? I think Black and White's more likely to happen, to be honest. From, you know, everyone, I was saying it earlier on, all these accounts that are coming out and, you know, rumoring, leaking, whatever, riddling these remakes, and people saying, well, they're not coming now. I still think that we're probably going to get the Black and White remakes from Ilka or someone else. I think that there has to be some source behind the rumors to start with, you know, but I could be completely wrong. We might not get anything until the Legends game, but if we did get something, I still feel confident that we will in November time or sometime this year. The Black and White remakes is probably what we'll end up seeing, but what do I know? I'm so wrong about the presents. Just predictions though, nothing to be like, oh yeah, this is coming. That's really cool, Riley. Community looking forward to it. Does sound cool. I'm looking forward to it as well. Didn't you compete in a regional recently? How did you do, Kevin? I haven't played in a regional for a while. So I was casting in Liverpool and Dortmund, which were the last two EU ones that we did. So, and I was meant to be going to Utrecht this weekend, but unfortunately, I've had to cancel the trip altogether. So that's a little bit sad, because I would have been playing Utrecht this weekend, but unfortunately can't go. So that is very, very sad. Which would have been fun to compete as well. I felt really good going, like at the minute in the competitives, like with the team that I've been playing. I just feel like I'm in a good place. It would have been a good regional to kind of jump into and play, but unfortunately it is not gonna be. So I just have to not dwell on it too much, because if I do, it's gonna annoy me, upset me probably more than anything. I should say upset is probably what I feel more than annoyed. Didn't you? Yeah. So yeah, I haven't played in a regional for a while. I haven't played any competitive officially for a while, just due to the casting. Focus Sash, Endeavor, Quick Attack, Rattata. There we go. That's what we need. Level 1 Rattata with Endeavor and Quick Attack, holding Focus Sash. Yep. Beats anything except those pesky ghost types. Gary, amazing. Great to have you in there. This is a different type of grind. This is a crazy type of grind. I don't know if I'm actually crazy for starting it or not. HeartGold, Soul Silver, and Emerald might be perfect games, honestly. Yeah, I feel like they're pretty much up there. The super remakes, aren't they? They really are. HeartGold, Soul Silver are. They really set the bar with these games, I think. Of what we could expect. Like, they're just so good. They got everything. So leaving in Gen 2 remakes for now will be fine with me. I think I'm exactly with you on that, Riley. I think it'd be exciting to go and play Black and White as well again. I think that would be nice after such a long time. Like, I came into today's stream, I haven't played these games in like such a long time, so I'm like excited to play through them when we can get into them, of course. So I'll be very similar to that with Black and White as well, I think, if we got the remix for those, because I haven't played through Black and White in the longest time. Riddler has been on the inside for years, to be fair. He's rarely wrong. This is what I mean. I like, you know, he's getting a lot of stick at the minute, and probably for good reason, right? Because, you know, I think all the stuff that Q's put out recently has been really pointing at Johto, and which could be a troll. And in particular, Unova remake games, Unova games in particular, you know, and it wasn't anything that we got there. So I think a lot of people feel kind of burnt for investing in that, but I don't think he's wrong. I think there's got to be truth behind it. I don't think he would ever stick his neck out, they would stick their neck out on the line like they do, you know, and just simply turn around and be like, ah, it's trolling. We know Q trolls, but I think like not all of it's a troll. So I just think, yeah, there's got to be some truth to it. I just feel a little bit yeah, it must feel really bad, you know, if you've got, if you have actual insider knowledge, right, and you've got someone telling you what they're working on or giving you little bits of information with what you can reveal, right, and then for it to be like not anything like announced what you've been told, it must feel pretty bad to be like, oh man, you know. So I do feel for those that are in that position, but it's the business you're in, I guess, you know. You can't be right 100% of the time. For the first time since the universe was created, all Pokemon fans were relieved when they didn't see Elka on the new title. Yeah, it's nice to see that. I think Game Freak heading up the Legends game again, it's exciting, you know. You always want to see Game Freak on there. I still think Ilka will make a good job if they are behind the, if we do get a Black and White remake, I think they'll do a good job with it. I really do. So we'll have to wait and see. You know, I have faith in them as a company. I think they can do good stuff. Don't judge them too harshly on BDSP, however you feel about it. Good vibes. Thanks, Arthur, mate. Appreciate it. Shiny Alpha mega regional starters, dude. Don't start this. Muffin, mate. Be very hype. Get me too excited for these new games. It'll be like the presents all over again. I'll go in with a bingo card of 25 things I'm expecting to happen, and only 6 of them will come true. Looking back at that bingo card, that was tragic. Tragic. The worst bingo card in history. It's like real life bingo to me. I feel the times I've ever played bingo, I never get many numbers. Feels exactly like that. 6 out of 25. Not a good record, but no, it was a lot of fun doing it. I enjoyed it. Do you think the release date for the new game is 2025 due to the criticism of working longer on the game's PLA and Scarlet and Violet release? Possibly, Jason, yeah. And I think it's a really good thing if that is the case, because they're kind of listening to the community, you know? And I think that can't be a bad thing. We were talking about it on the podcast yesterday, and one of the things that has to be talked about is the resources that these patches take up, right? Like unnecessary patches. Like, it's fine for like when you've got a DLC or something like that, or you know, compatibility with home. You need a patch for those, so they're already like scheduled in for when those things happen. But when you've got like glitches happening and you've got these anomalies in game happening that they need to fix, they're like taking resources away that you don't necessarily have the staff for, and they must cost so much money to kind of patch up and put other projects like further behind. So like, you think, you just like from a company point of view, like looking at that, you must think, right, if we can just stop the need for these persistent patch updates that we need to do that aren't necessary by just taking a bit longer in the first place to get the games kind of in a really good solid place, I think it just makes so much more sense. And then everyone's happy, right? Like consumers, company, everyone's happy. So yeah, I think that's probably why. And I think that's probably why we didn't get like a specific time of year, because I think Pokemon have this habit of being like releasing fall 2025, spring 2025. They'll always put a kind of a time, like a portion of the year when they expect a game to release, and they didn't do it this time. So they've given themselves an entire year time frame. It's a huge time frame for this game to be released, so I think it's a good thing. And it could be like, it could be early 2025, but it could be November 2025, you know. It's just as crazy as that, but I think it overall it's a real good thing. Yeah, we were shooting for the stars with it. Yeah, the bingo card, mate. I was laughing to myself afterwards. It's like, yeah, expectations were seriously through the roof, weren't they? Noah, thank you so much for the subscribe, my friend. Really appreciate it, and hope you're enjoying the stream with us today. Yeah, just leave my data glitches alone. Yeah, exactly. Leave them in there for us to take advantage of. I hope ZA releases early 2025, but January game sales aren't usually the best. Yeah, I mean, the last Legends game was like right at the end of January, wasn't it? And it didn't do too bad, so they can do well. I think it'll probably be more in line with when the new Switch console comes out, so I would expect like March time, but who knows, right? I have lots of love for their singles player, but players are the problem when they abuse good things like those tools. PKX maybe software, but it's the same scenario. Yeah, PC McMuffin, hey, I get more than one. No, it's not to get more than one, mate, if that's what you mean. It's just to kind of reduce the odds slightly to hopefully speed this hunt up. Who do you think the 3 starters are going to be? I'm thinking Totodile. I would love that. Chespin would be really good. Of course, Charmander. I don't expect Charmander, but I think the more of you that have said that, it makes a lot of sense to get the Charmander in there to give Charizard even more forms. Yeah, that I could see that. I could definitely see that happening. So, yeah. I mean, for a fire starter, I think I would definitely choose between Tepig. I think Mega Embo would be very cool. Feels like a starter Pokemon that never really gets as much love as it could compared to some of the other ones. Maybe not as cool a design as some of the other ones. So that one would be really good. I would like to see that happen, and Infernape as well. I think Chimchar would be a really good starter to get a regional form and get a Mega Evolution as well. Mega Infernape would be just as good. So yeah, that one, Totodile of course would be nice to see in there. And yeah, well, Chikorita would be good as well. I think if we don't get Totodile, we could see Chikorita maybe. Yeah, so maybe we'll see. But there's so many combinations, right, with all of the starters that we could get some real exciting like combinations. Yeah, and potentially all of them will get a Mega Evolution as well. Is it just in Luminos City, or do Nintendo and Mega have poor choice of phrasing? I think it is just Luminos City, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it limits the game to being a huge size or anything. I think it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very diverse, different city. It's a huge city, right? I think from the architectural plans, you can see there's a lot going on in the city. You can also have an underground too. You can go into buildings for it. So, you know, I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's anything to really worry about. Of HeartGold Soul Silver. There we go. I'm working on a DS Living Dex and have no access to Gen 1 to 3 and just starting my 3rd HeartGold Soul Silver playthrough to get the 3rd Gen 1 starter. Very nice, mate. Jacob, that's great to hear. I hope the Dex is coming along nicely. I love these games though. I was saying before, it's like it's such a long time since I played them, so I'm looking forward to hopefully getting the shiny very soon and jumping into them. Olio, when are you doing the Dynamax raid? Are you doing Sword or Shield? So we will be doing the Deoxys hunt tonight. We might do the Dynamax adventure raids alongside the Deoxys hunt, but that'll be starting later tonight. Charlie B, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you as always. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. And the starter I'm hoping for is Totodile, my friend, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what we get. New starters, could you imagine? Could be. I guess if it's set in the future, then why not, you know? Totodile equals your favorite looking one. Cyndaquil best for playthrough. Chikorita equal favorite Gen 2 starter. Is that the setup we have here? Pretty much. Yeah. I don't know if Chikorita is my favorite Gen 2 starter, but I like all the Gen 2 starters, so I wouldn't like. I like it shiny as well, so I wouldn't be sad if we got it. But pretty much what we're saying. Pretty much what we're saying, Riley. Do you know the regional in Utrecht works? Is there something to do for spectators? Very close, and I'm thinking to have a look. Henry, there'll be loads to do for spectators. Yeah, so they have, yeah, Tournament Center do a lot of things that you can do at the event. So Elfie Flowers, thank you so much for the subscribe. So you're gonna have obviously being able to kind of just mingle with all the players. There'll be side events though. There'll be an MSS probably, or a Premier Challenge run on the Sunday that you could probably enter and play in if you were interested in playing at all. But they also have the retro corner as well. So they have the last 2 or 3 regionals, they've had a speedrun challenge for Pokemon Red. I know they had one for Gold and Silver as well. May have had one for Crystal. They have Pokemon Stadium set up. They had Battle Revolution set up, I think. Or was it Coliseum? Battle Revolution or Coliseum set up at the last one. So there's loads of things, and they have like competitions and things running on all of those games as well that you can take part in. And it's a nice like chill hangout area. So there's all sorts of stuff going on. Then you've got the vendors as well, so you can buy merch and stuff like that if you would like to. So yeah, really good. Generally, just go on as a spectator, and then they have all the stages set up where the players will be playing, and then they have the big screens, so you can sit and watch the games, whichever one you want, because there'll be Gold, there'll be TCG, and there'll be VG this weekend. And I was about to say who's casting, but I don't know if it's been announced yet, so I'm gonna stay stum. But the casting for VG is very exciting this weekend. It's gonna be very good, so I'm looking forward to watching it. But yeah, if you're close though, definitely pop along. It'd be good. Pedro, how are you doing? I hope you're well, my friend. Still over the moon. My boy Zygarde is finally getting the respect it deserves. Also finally hunted the shiny Hazoon Voltorb. It got 11. Nice. Great to hear, mate. I'm doing good, my friend. I am doing good. We're just trying to kickstart this shiny hunt today. Well, not a shiny hunt. This shiny only Nuzlocke of HeartGold Soul Silver. So we're getting through the resets, but we've still got a little way to go. But doing good, mate, otherwise. So I mean to say thanks for the help with what mons to use for the raids. Never go online for them now. Always do the solo them. You are more than welcome, mate. I'm pleased the videos are helpful. Really glad to hear, and thanks so much for the support, the comment. Hope the future builds are going to be just as helpful. I'm looking forward to doing the Blastoise one, and then the Charizard one's easy. Get yourself a Fluttermane. Fluttermane is Azumarill, very good against it. We might have a few more options though, some better options against Zard this time around, because we've got a few more Pokemon that we have available to us. Ilasu, thank you so much for subscribing as well. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. If you are in the stream, of course, I hope you enjoying it with us. Speedrunners and Pokemon cheaters seem to go hand in hand, unfortunately. I don't know. A lot of the speed... I don't know. I don't want to make judgment on anyone. Okay, for the events, they should also give out random old school events like me from Gen 1. That would be crazy. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Did Sierra get eaten by Gastrodon? Haven't seen her behind the desk lately. Yeah, she's not been on any of the US ones, has she recently? Can't remember the last one she was on. I know she was LAIC, but has she been to any since then? I don't know. She might have been doing like other She does other games as well, Sierra, so I'm sure it won't be long till we see her back behind the desk though. Hopefully not. I like Sierra a lot. She's great. She is brilliant. It's sad that we don't really get too much chance to work with any of our US counterparts because they're kind of a separate team over in the US. They deal with all their stuff, so we don't get much mix up other than IC, so it's not very many times a year we get to kind of cross over with those guys. But hopefully she didn't get eaten by a gastrodon. That would be bad. I'm sure if she did, it would have to be a pink one though, the one that doesn't exist. I think she's on team pink gastrodon, not the real blue gastrodon. Imagine a version of Pokemon AZ of Mega Totodile Water and Dark. That would be sick. I would love to see that. That would be so good. Feraligatr needs a Mega Evolution, to be fair. It needs some love. That is what we need. We all need Mega Feraligatr in our lives. Imagine of it and go TCG and Scarlet and Violet. They rented a bulk rated building. I wonder if it's the same building as it was in last year. The venue last year was pretty nice. It was really nice, actually. It was right by a really nice canal out the back of it. And it was really close to like a lot of like the city center stuff, so you could go and grab food and things pretty handily. Who does your layouts for the stream, Lee? I need something set up for my videos. Making shows of the team on the side and the resets in the corner. I do them all myself, mate. As surprising as it may be. So if you need some help with stuff, drop me a DM and I can help you with whatever you need, mate. Just give me a shout. Yeah, but I do them all myself. I need to also move this. This is really annoying me that this is this the one that I need to move? Yeah. That's better. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. There's a little gap there, which I didn't like too much. Muffin, no, not trying for a specific one. What I've decided to do is whichever one we get as a shiny first is the one that we're gonna use for the run. I think I would like to get something else. I would like to get the Totodile, of course, but I think I can't really be picky. The odds are so crazy. So getting anything shiny, I think we're doing everything we can to reduce the odds as best as possible, but it's looking as though we might not end up getting it today, and we'll continue into tomorrow, which is to be expected with this sort of thing. Because I've got to shoot off in a few minutes because I didn't have as long to stream today as I would like to. But like I say, we'll be back later with the Deoxys hunt, which will be a lot of fun to finally start that after doing the Nuzlocke to get to that point. But yeah, we'll be back with this tomorrow though, and we should have a bit longer tomorrow to get into it, and hopefully we get the starter by then and we can make some progress, a little bit of progress, little by little with this playthrough. I'm not doing the Kanto part of this game though with this Nuzlocke. I think we could do it after we finish it, but to get the additional shinies, I don't think for the main run we'll probably not do the Kanto part, but we'll decide as we go. We might change our minds when we get deeper into it. AZ's flow-out signature move is amazingly strong. It's so strong, isn't it? So strong. Live Rune has 90% accuracy and 140 base power. Fairy move. It's crazy. Be nice to get the shiny though before we finish up today. Thing is, he will be strong. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's gonna be good. They have to include Izzy in the story. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said Totodile instead of Chikorita, but Meganium needs something too. Yeah, it's hard because I think when you say all right, we want Mega Feraligatr, I feel like then you probably wouldn't have like 2 Gen 2 starters in the mix, right? I think you would have like 1 from 3 different regions, so it makes you think, okay, well, if Feraligatr gets one, then Meganium's not likely to get one. So yeah, it's like one or the other maybe, but maybe they do both. Maybe one of them's only the starter of the game. We'll be streaming tomorrow night. Yes, we will. We will. I just ended my team in the global challenge. Nice. And forgot to put items on the team. Oh no. That is so annoying. Sick. That is really, really frustrating. It's annoying that you can't unlock your box now to resubmit it again. That is really, really frustrating. I'm so sorry to hear that, mate. David, I did see the Cora leak. I don't think it's real. I think it's fake. Jinxed you, it will be Cyndaquil. I hope it is. I hope it is. It makes the run a lot easier. Wasn't your last one 1 in 8,192 shiny the Celebi? Yeah, it was, mate. Yeah. It was, and we got it way under odds. Maybe we're... Well, I mean, we're still way under odds for these now, right now, so... Can't complain. Frozen, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. Hope you're doing good. Thanks so much for joining the stream. Shiny Hunt all 3 and do the Shiny Star playthrough. Crazy. I mean, it'd probably be easier than Shiny Hunt and a lot of the other things, you know? Wow. I have another copy of HeartGold, which is mine, because Scott sent me down his HeartGold and his Soul Silver. So I've got my HeartGold that I could transfer the shiny to and then continue the hunt for the other shinies. And then we just do a complete starter playthrough of these. That'd be crazy. Learn to RNG manipulate. I can, but I don't know. We're doing it the old school way for these. Will you be doing Deoxys tomorrow night too? Probably tomorrow night. I think the Deoxys is going to be a long hunt. Yeah, it is going to be a long hunt, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one to get. Deoxys is so versatile, those forms. Yeah, it's so great. But hear me out. There won't be any new megas. Dragonstorm, you know, might be the case. Might be the case, you know? We're all assuming we're going to get megas. Megas will be returning, but it might just be returning megas that we know exist already. We might not get any more. How are you as well, by the way? I hope you're doing good, my friend. It's a good point, though. I guess if it's like X and Y, we could get Totodile as a starter, and like X and Y, instead of all the same Kanto starters, they do 3 other random ones, so 6 starters instead. Yeah. The other thing to think about is with it is, are we just going to get the Kalos starters, you know? Because I think the thing is with Hisui, it's kind of like, even though it's Sinnoh before it was Sinnoh, it's a place we hadn't really been before, right? It's places in Sinnoh we hadn't really, like, we've not experienced Sinnoh like that before. But we've experienced Kalos before, and Lumiose City. So are we just going to get the starters that we got, and maybe they all get Mega Evolutions? Or like Dragonstorm says, maybe they don't get Mega Evolutions. But I wouldn't be too surprised if we also just got the Kalos starters, you know? That we originally got in X and Y. So potentially that's what we could see as well. I was not shocked they did a Legends ZA. Gina, that is good. When in 2025? Yeah, exactly. When in 2025? Is it going to be the start, or is it going to be the end, or the middle? We don't know. RNG manipulating, why not? Technically cheating doesn't give the same thrill as actually earning your shiny. Yeah, I feel like that. I get a much better buzz when I do it. It's more like, I finally got it with RNG manip, and it is a skill in itself doing it. So not taking anything away from anyone that does it. I've done plenty of RNG manips in the past for things, but yeah, it just hits different. Hits different when you put the grind in, you know. You think the prizes in the World Championships are good? I do, yeah. You get, like, they're really good. They're getting better every year as well. Sick, all I'll say is the prizes when I used to play. So when I got top 8 in 2014, I got a bag. It's a nice bag. I got a World Championship like side mail bag, and I got two booster boxes of TCG cards, and I got a printed card with quarterfinalists on. That's all I got for 7th. that year. And if you get 7th now, man, I'd be buying all the drinks at the bar. We got 7th in today, so the prizes are really good now. Yes, for the World Championships, and like I say, year on year they get so much better. So I mean, you get 6k for winning a regional now, which is like absolutely crazy to think, you know. It wasn't that long ago where what did I get? You got 2k in 2018. So it was 2k for winning a regional in 2018. It's come a long way, you know, over 100% increase in not a great deal of time. So they're doing all the right things, I think. And it'll probably keep increasing, I would imagine. But you know, if you're a real top player, you can make a living off being just a competitive player now, which is a great thing for a lot of people, you know. Need to start the process of moving all of my Pokemon from the DS games to bank. Gonna be such a long one. So worth it. It is gonna be worth it. The slog is gonna be real though. Thoughts, prayers with you when you're doing that, mate. Right, we will do one more for today, friends, and take us up to that 252 number, and then I'm gonna have to shoot off. But like I say, we will be streaming later on. If you're around later, we'll be doing our Deoxys hunt, starting that one, which is gonna be really good. After that, Leaf Green Nuzlocke. Can we get a shiny in this last check today? Come on. Nope. Okay, let's do one more. Like an addict at it. Let's just do one more quickly. Regieleki is fast. 149. Regieleki is the fastest. Does anyone still have that X and Y? Yeah, I've still got mine. My original ones that I had back then. Back in the day. We'll do one more after this as well. 254, I think we take it to. Blaines gives away. Made it mainstream for this past gen, to be honest. Yeah. Right, this is the last one. Can we get it? And then we'll have to come back to this tomorrow. But like I say, I'll have a lot more time to spend on this tomorrow. Nothing there and nothing there, which is fine. So we've done in total between both games over 500 resets today, which isn't terrible, but still no shiny yet. But we'll come back to it tomorrow. Thank you so much to everyone that came out to the stream today. It's been awesome hanging out with you all. You've all made it a really enjoyable morning and made this tedious process fly by. Can't believe we're like at the end of the stream already. Sorry, I do have to shoot though. But like I say, we'll be kicking off again later, doing the Deoxys shiny hunt in Leaf Green, which I'm very excited about. So if you're around later for that, do come by. We'll be kicking off around 7:30 UTC time. So I'll hopefully see you all then. But enjoy the rest of your days, friends. We'll be back streaming this tomorrow, so if you want to come by and see us, hopefully get a shiny starter in HeartGold Soul Silver tomorrow, and come by, join us, and we'll continue the good chat about everything leading up to the speculation for Pokemon ZA, which is very exciting, and I've enjoyed hearing all your thoughts today. So thanks for sharing those as well, friends. Have a great rest of your afternoon. If I see you later, I'll see you then. If not, I'll hopefully see you on our next one after that. Take care, friends. Bye bye.